Alrighty then. So, it's been far too long. I don't even know what happened. So I'll have someone else recap. Let's just roll a... How many people we got in this group? 5?
42.
4. Who is 4 on Discord? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Phil. Phil, you are 4. Because I am 5.
Alright. Alright, so last session we completed the fight with the Ratmen. We came out of our inn. There were Ratmen attacking the town, including ones that we're pretty sure we killed. We finished the fight with them, drove them off, and we followed the tracks to an inn. Sorry, a little a house. I think it was just a house,
Yep.
wasn't it?
A little two-story abode.
Yeah, a little two-story townhouse. And it seems that they'd gone through there. We investigated and found a flesh golem, I think. Something along those lines. And yeah, people had been experimenting in this area. Clearly, there was lots and lots of like skin on the workbench and stuff. Like they'd been there a while. So yeah, we defeated that. Left and went on to investigate elsewhere. I think that's all we did apart from Will encountering the priest, right? Because we got to...
We were tracking the rat thing and we found it had gone out of the city into the desert.
Yeah, precisely. It left, and then that's when we stopped because Will was about to get attacked by a priest. Pretty sure that's all that we did that session, wasn't it? The fight took up most of it.
I reckon so. So, to retcon the loot real quick, because I have my notes now.
Oh my
He
god.
made those up.
That'd be some extensive work. Because it's got notes from other games on it. So, I believe you guys already got your potions of healing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 4 spell scrolls. These spell scrolls, as you looked at them, you realized were Simulacrum, Arcane Eye,
Fucking hell.
Cloud Kill, and Modify Memory.
Jesus.
Run, guys. Run. This is beyond us.
What?
That's some pretty heavy shit.
I don't think I speak 8th level.
You're not... I mean, I don't know. I don't remember who picked them up.
I
think it was Emma.
I've just like
Not
passing them
fucking
around
Reese, that's
to
it.
everyone.
Oh, dude. Can I offer you a brochure on magic? In addition to that, the like alchemy station that was set up there, in addition to the potions, there was 2 things that would have noticeably kind of caught your interest. One was this small jar filled with a almost pallid looking kind of sand. Even just like looking at it and shifting it about, you can tell there's something rather off about it. You're not quite sure what it was. And the last thing is you kind of looked underneath that alchemy table. You saw a rather large, very intricately shaped jug that, compared to everything else, most of the stuff in the room was kind of dusty and unkept. This looked almost immaculate among the wreckage of this place.
It's just empty under the table.
Well, you lift it up and, I mean, it doesn't feel empty. It has a sizable weight to it. As you move it, you can feel a sloshing about inside.
What's in the jug?
What's in the jug?
It's just mayonnaise, like gallons.
Yeah.
So
Ew. Oh.
I mean, you gotta build up the bad guy somehow. And there's no easier way to make you hate him than to make him a mayo lover.
No, it's not dusty. It's fresh mayonnaise. It's fine.
that's all that the flesh golem had for blood was mayo.
Roll me a d10.
That is just. Ugh.
Please roll
Who's
me a
rolling?
5. You. as you're the one inspecting it, it sounds like. Roll me a 5.
It was definitely Emmett inspecting all this
Yeah,
stuff.
Damn it!
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Depends on how you look at it.
Oh no.
As you tip the jug over and like really
whoa,
just
whoa.
not like
Holy
all the
shit.
way, just
Okay,
enough to
okay.
like get something out of it. The hole
You
itself.
realize it has a small tap for like dispensing onto chips or stuff like that?
That's a little squeak.
Yeah, the top of it, I mean, where the liquid's coming out of it, it's a very small hole. You sort of have to tip it over a bit just to get a few drops of whatever's in it out. And as you pour it out just onto the ground or wherever, quick like waft of it, and there's this dark, reddish liquid that you pretty readily identify as wine that pours out onto the floor.
Drinking and crafting. I like these guys.
That's odd, isn't it? This whole place is run down. Looks like it hasn't barely been inhabited for weeks. And yet there's this pristine amphora of wine.
Maybe he spent all his money on it.
Can I have a sniff of it, Ty? See if it's a vintage. If it's good quality shit.
Yeah, you take a wafting, and I mean it smells pretty good. You can't quite place it. You're not entirely sure where it's from or what type of wine it is, but it's good shit. At least from smell alone.
Well, this confuses me. Anyway, this is all retcon, right? Because,
This is all retcon, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm a terrible DM.
Well, you are. So
No, I know,
after
I'm well-
this,
I'm well
I
aware.
think we don't go anywhere near where we went previously and go immediately back to the inn, because I have a feeling something bad might happen.
This wine gives me premonitions of priests.
Freaks.
Amazing wine.
It's like the water in
I was just thinking that.
That's like a great novel title, Premonitions of Priest.
So, as we return back to our regularly scheduled programming, as you guys all stand sort of, I believe, at the edge of town, looking out at the path leading out as it heads up this, well, it's essentially a cliffside and a sort of natural slope that heads between both sides of this cliff out into the larger desert area. Conversing a bit back and forth on what your next step is. I think eventually deciding that you were, at the very least, return to the inn for the night, with the problem seemingly gone for the time being. Think more about it in the morning. You hear this. No. Yes. Yes. I must kill him. You hear the voice ring out, and as you turn around, you see the priest standing there, the sword in hand, his movements staggered, and he almost walks with this almost wounded limp. You see, lit up by the torch light, gleaming in the sand behind him, this thin trail of blood that seems to stem from his leg, and you catch the subtle dripping of crimson liquid from the tip of the sword. You hear the mumbling from his voice as he murmurs something inaudible but He almost seems as if he's talking to himself as he slowly draws his way closer.
Do I see the sword?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna lunge with the sword.
All right, so the rest of you watch as Tom just takes off running straight towards the priest. As you're running towards him, the priest similarly kind of, you see his shoulders kind of raise up. There's almost this second wind to him as he just starts laughing maniacally, gutturally, charges towards you. I need you to give me an athletics.
Nice.
You're about to get clothesline. Oh
I
yeah,
could have done acrobatics. I had a plus 10 on that modifier.
that wouldn't have mattered.
Still lost.
Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh man. So as you go running towards the priest, for whatever reason, as you're about 5-10 feet out, ready to lunge straight into him, you hear the voice of the sword enter your mind. Your eyes gonna dart towards the weapon. Yes. It throws you off in that momentary second, and the priest sort of just draws the weapon across your chest. And oh boy, it's not working. Just roll 20. I think my
Great.
API is dead.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's gonna hit though.
Yeah. Sure.
I gotta find his bonus. Give me 1 second. Yeah, API broke.
It's all fun and games until he casts Mass
Hey.
Hold Person.
Fuck you doing? Sorry.
This is bad news, though, right? Like, if you cut someone with a sword, don't you have to, like, finish them off?
Yep.
You...
Pretty much.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
5 demojes as the sword simply slices straight through this thin line of blood, cuts across your chest, and you sort of stumble momentarily. The priest
Give me it back!
comes to a stumbling halt. No, he's mine now. And I need you to roll initiative. And everyone
Okay.
else, I presume.
Yeah.
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 So-
I think we'll want to.
Do we have a map?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I am Prepare Day. And by Prepare
Alright.
Day, I made this 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
Joke's on
Oh.
you. I'm rolling
Man.
24. Wrong.
I'll swap with Ivrook if you want to.
With the priest.
Far away. So five temporary points for you, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, does he even have a plus? He's old as fuck. No, he does not.
I would imagine. He was like a monk. All right.
I'm
he's
pretty sure.
fine.
I mean, you have a plus on Dex, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this fool is dead. All right. He's not in a good spot now. Yeah,
All
boy.
right. So. Give me the sword. Attack him with advantage. 17.
That's a lot even without a sneak attack.
Oh, but he gets the sneak attack. He's a swashy.
He does a disadvantage.
Yeah. That's still
Fucking disadvantage.
Getting screwed so
And-
hard by
Still 12 though. Yeah.
Then they all.
Ooh.
So that's another 6.
Tom's on fur. He's on.
Good.
He's on fur.
It's just 2 for the op.
Oh yeah. No. No dex.
No dicks.
Oh, true. Okay, so as you are charging back towards him, stabbing with the rapier, draw across with the dagger, kind of just as much as he's got the same sort of frenzied bloodlust as you. I mean, he is old and not incredibly hard to hit. You simply just go swinging in repeatedly, starts to stagger back, and no. It almost seems to kind of regard the wounds with indifference, though. Ivrak.
Alright. So, yeah, I'm going to go running over here. I'm going to use a spell slot to hex the guy.
Don't do it.
And I'm going to give him a strength disadvantage.
He will.
And I'm going to grab him by his sword arm, and I'm going to lift him off the ground.
Don't do it.
Don't think he can actually
Can he
beat me.
beat that?
Absolutely
Don't think he
can. He's strength 22. He's got gauntlets of red dragon strength.
Nice. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be nice for us to have them when we kill him.
Damn it.
Oh,
Well,
disadvantage anyway, so...
Well, he's got triple advantage, so it evens out to regular or something.
Thanks. Yes, I did his sword arm. I lift the ground, and I am going to pull him away from Tom, and hold him behind me so that he's out of his way. So I'm going to take my last of movement to go backwards, pulling him, and I'm going to turn with him behind me, holding him by the sword arm. And I'm maybe like holding a hand out to Tom, like, eh? And that's my turn.
Alright. Asha.
Okay. I'm going to make a beeline for that ladder that's on the side of that building.
This one? Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Are we trying to kill him, or are we trying to restrain him?
no!
It's you, isn't it?
How
Yeah,
threatening
but what's the plan? What's the plan?
is he like?
You're in the
really
middle of combat, there's no
trying to-
planning.
Yeah.
Is
I
he,
don't know.
like, is he staggering around, or is he like really intent on stabbing people?
You seem pretty intent on stabbing old Tom there.
I mean, I do have hold of him, guys. It's all good. We're gonna be fine.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to have Milo move up close and then hold both actions in case he gets free of Ivrit.
Alright. Darius.
I'd like to, I guess, hop down off the horse. Probably still on that thing. And I'm gonna walk over to this guy that's being held by Ivrook and try to knock the sword from his grasp.
It's an attack roll versus acrobatics for that.
What are you trying to do? Sorry.
Yes,
I'd like to try and knock the sword from his grasp. What kind of attack roll would that be?
You make a weapon attack roll.
Okay.
Can you do that twice then, the extra attack?
Yeah, you can disarm twice if you want to.
I don't think it's happening.
He
guys.
may want to do it twice.
Well, he's still got to roll his check. He may still succeed. What's your strength bonus?
3.
You doing it again?
Yeah. Slightly better.
Wouldn't that be +6 then?
It's like
It is plus 6.
Big
He's just
proficient as
rolling it
well, yeah.
weirdly, yeah.
Not that it matters.
so I'm just over here trying to get the sword out of his hand, trying to knock it out, just keep whip him as he's flailing around.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he's flailing around, while you come swinging in, trying to not necessarily like sever his limbs or murder this priest, his eyes, while like intently fixated on Tom as best he can, the sword is almost, I mean, his arm is kind of just moving as if it's got a will of its own, just kind of just blocking and parrying your attacks. It's rather strange.
Yeah. I'll take a couple steps back after that then, and that's all for me.
I mean,
can I attempt to disarm with a ranged weapon, or does it have to be in with a melee weapon? Can I try and like use my pistol and shoot the sword out of his hand?
can you do that? I don't know if you can.
I'm pretty sure the disarmer will say melee weapon, but I mean, it does make sense.
If you roll really hot, sure.
Yeah, go on, because I'm still hurt and I don't want to start the chance of him stab. Yeah, 16. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Unless he rolls gash on his roll. I thought advantage, since it's like a cold shot.
You're not that bad, right? Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh yeah, I'm doing this so I'm not in range.
Okay, so as the weapon's just swinging, kind of parrying Darius, you let out a shot, rings out, smoke billowing, slices it straight into his hand. He takes that 8 damage, and you watch as the grip is just immediately lost. No, no, no! Sword slices straight into the ground. Anything else?
In that case, can I use the rest of my movement to run up to the sword and kick it towards Asher?
Sure.
Yep, I'll do that then.
And roll me a strength.
Ugh.
Yeah, it goes a whole 1 feet. It's kind of like partially embedded in the dirt, and you go kicking at it. You hit the hilt, and it just tilts.
Just falls over.
Yeah.
Right. Hasn't actually
we
moved anywhere.
sure
It's just
can.
now dangling at the angle.
It's loud clanging against your foot. Oh.
Ah! Jesus!
Who's that?
It's an obscure deity.
We'll get you a tilted in the sand sword token, because
There you go, perf.
Wabi is the worst. Here, it's even
Look at
tilted.
it.
It's even
Look at
tilted
this
the right
inversion.
direction. There you go. Because it's over here, though. All right.
Wow, that was a terrible kick.
Well, fuck that up. You're just gonna pick it back up now, isn't it?
All right. So,
I mean, you can bloody try. I'm holding him off the ground.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you probably can't reach it.
okay. No. Give me it back! You can see like this aggression just growing on him, and for those of you on the other side, probably just Emin and Darius, you see his eyes kind of close, almost as if he's struggling against something, squirming, and his face just becomes distorted, and as his eyes open, there's this blazing of this blood red light that pours out of his eyes. He lets out this shrill scream, and suddenly there's this rupture of energy around him.
Oh, thank you.
Well, shit.
Is he becoming the
I
whole?
moved in close now.
One
My
second.
25 HP.
It ain't that bad. Where is it? Is it going to work? Interesting. entity's not going to work. Okay, we'll just use an aura. Easier anyways. Oh, that's convenient.
I don't like it when he sounds that happy.
Big fan of everyone being in the radius. Big fan. So as this explosion of this crimson red energy kind of warps over you guys, it lasts only a second, and you don't necessarily feel anything. And as you look back up, as the red hue sort of dissipates, you suddenly see this just multitudinous host of these crimson red spectral entities.
Oh.
That would be spirit guardians.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's bad.
And it is...
Who's being molested by guardians currently?
Is it when it happens too?
I think it's when you
on
start
that
your
turn.
turn.
It's after
Yeah,
the
it's just
start of
it's gonna be everyone. Everyone's inside the radius. That's why I was giggly.
Gleeful.
Oh, can you guys not see it?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's right. You guys don't have aura. There you go.
Oh, is Asher outside?
Absolutely not. It's like just
Barely
barely.
inside, but yeah.
That's why I was so giggly. It was like, oh, what a nice little surprise. Takes 3d8 radiant. Okay. All right, so I don't believe he has a bonus. I reckon not. Oh, just kidding. He does. So, as this spectral host of crimson figures comes into existence, the priest sort of looks down towards the sword again. No! Reaches a hand out towards it, and while the sword doesn't really like move or shift to him, you watch as the sword itself seemingly separates, and a secondary spectral form of that pops into existence. He's also doing... what's it called? The thing. Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
The
He's
goo
doing
goo.
2 spells?
He
He's
absolutely
high enough
is.
level to do that?
He absolutely
That's
Another
why
fucking-
you should definitely become a warlock pact of the blade with this thing as your pact.
So now I need a spectral sword. And that is going to be on Ivrock.
Yeah, he's got spiritual weapon as well, just to make our lives fun.
Superb. Cheating bastard.
He's got feats, dude. He's got Taldore feats.
All them feet.
Plus whatever his bonus is. I'm still trying to get this to work. That should hit. What's your AC, Ivrock?
Amazing 17, so it's gonna hit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what does it do? 2d8.
I hope for a second he doesn't have the feet and it's just a feature, because that feat is killer.
Does this... I'm assuming this is going to trigger Asher's held attacks if he wants them then, right? Because he's being pretty fucking aggressive.
He's being pretty aggressive. Yep, that'll be 9 on Ivrock.
Cool, it's just 4 to me then.
And he is done.
Hex is still in place.
Okay, there it is. Alright. Tom?
Save and throw.
Oh, well, is Asher reacting?
Yeah, Asher's supposed to, like, have...
He held actions in case
Yeah.
first attacks, right?
Yeah, my action was if the priest was trying to fight back, we would trigger.
Have at thee.
Mm.
Oh, is Milo flanking? I think he might be.
Yeah, I'd say so.
There's only gonna be 1 attack, Aaron, because it's a reaction for him to hold an action, so.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't get his thing where if he sees me attack.
If you hold your action, it takes a reaction to trigger it. So
Right. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
still 2 hits.
that still
though.
could be 2 hits though.
18 and
And
28. For
2 con saves for him.
16.
Oh yeah, if this
You're-
if this knocks down Spirit Guardians, that's amazing.
Okay, and
I bet he's a fucking Warcaster as well, isn't he?
I mean, he's
that would be really funny.
Also,
but he's not.
a transmutation wizard with a transmuter stone.
No, he's not. Sorry, I'm trying to juggle all my papers here. There's too many.
Your sheet's not working on Roll20.
No, my API broke and it fucked up a lot of the sheet somehow.
Oh.
Like a bunch of my stats and stuff it's just gone. So my import's not working. So
Is this shape or is this Roll20 that's changed things?
this is shaped. I fucked up something on the API, I think. Or actually, I think it's because the player version of my game. It won't let me do any of my DM commands, and that's fucking things up. Gucci.
Yeah.
He's Gucci. But nevertheless, as he's being just held off there, Milo manages to jump up, rake down into him. You manage to land a shot that kind of clips him in the side, but he doesn't even seem to take notice of it as he's just so busy directing the weapons and these guardians. That goes to Tom. Wisdom save.
Wisdom? Ugh.
Pretty sure.
Favorite.
Yeah, wisdom.
Oh!
That will pass. That will pass. I don't think you take any.
Alright.
Oh, you do. You take half.
Half.
So,
Spirit Guardians.
he cast it at
People.
4, so it's gonna be 4d8. Okay.
Yeesh.
Put you
Painful.
in time for Spirit Guardians.
So half of that.
Half of that. So 8.
Okay. Alright. Tom is going to run for the sword.
And as you're running for it, you can hear it just. Yes. Yes. Kill
Well, it's-
him.
It's difficult terrain in there, Tom, so you're at half your speed, just in case you're planning on doing it and
Oh.
running afterwards.
He did not like that.
Spirit Guardians
I-
fucks you up.
I mean, I'm still there. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab the sword.
Okay, and as you do, you feel it once again just swell through you. You feel almost whole again. Dog did not like the sword voice.
I'm gonna take the sword, kind of look at it in a minute, and then I'm gonna jab it into the priest. At normal. It's still
No,
No,
frankly, not.
it'll be advantage.
10?
That'd be advantage.
Oh, it would?
Flanking
would
and all
be?
that. He's being held up.
Oh, that's
There's
true.
people on all sides, and
26.
you're using the sword, so you're not disadvantaged.
So
So-
17.
17 more.
I'm gonna be like, this is mine!
As you jab it in, the priest kind of looks at you. For once, he seems to take notice of the wound, blood beginning to pour out of his mouth. No, please don't leave me. And you simultaneously just hear this yearning, this satiated growl cascading through your mind. More. Rook, wisdom save.
He's a con save.
Oh, I do need
first.
to take a con save.
That's true.
Righto.
Fail.
Never.
Plus 7. Ugh.
Yeah, he needs to roll a 1 or 2.
as well.
4d8.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good on mine. Okay, so I'm going to bonus action Second Wind for 11.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's up to 65. It's too hot.
But he's coming off.
Lost my
All
beat.
right. I would like to. I'd like to rip the sword out of Tom's hand.
It's happening.
You can take strength or dex on this.
Natural one. No. Nope.
No, got it. Fine.
Tom's rolls have returned, kind of, so far.
Got the sword back.
Just have the sword back.
And I'm going to pull a priest. Oh, it's a difficult terrain, isn't it? It's not going to be very far at all. 7.5 feet.
Dragging plus spirit guardians.
Yeah, I'm just not going to do that, honestly. I'm going to just pull him to the other side of me, keeping the distance with Tom, and I'm going to throw him on the floor and shout for Darius to get him, and I'm going to be blocking Tom's path if he tries to get past me. I'm treating him as an enemy for the future.
Okay.
Alright, so you simply just drop the priest onto the floor. As you do, you see the spectral guardians sort of shift and move around him, continuing to create this almost sphere about him. If there's nothing else, it goes
that's my turn.
to Asha, saved by the Ivrok.
So it's just Milo that needs to do a saving throw, right?
Yes. Even though I think you're the most wisdom-inclined person in the party. Yeah. Milo's pretty solid at it too, only taking half.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
That would have been
Good
bad.
job he saved.
Oh fuck. 13.
Okay, so I still don't really know what's going on, but I'm going to make my way up the ladder onto the top of this building. And then I'm going to... Do I have to specify something that is going to trigger my held action, or can I just say I'm going to hold my action until I see what happens afterwards?
You have to specify a trigger. Because it's generally
So you
something
can't
you're
really-
actively looking out for.
Okay, I'll hold my action in case Ivrik or Emmon are attacked.
Okay. Milo.
Oh, and I'll move Milo closer to the action, because am I also right in thinking that you can't move, it's just the action that you hold, not the movement?
Yeah, correct. You can
Yeah.
hold movement, but that means you wouldn't get an action, so...
Right, okay, in that case I'll hold the action.
Alrighty then, so... Darius.
Ivrik is still holding Arik, right?
No, I threw him on the floor.
You threw him on the floor. Okay,
Yeah, he's prone.
I need to make a wisdom save.
that is true. Ow.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as the last one.
It was 26. Yeah. So as you kind of just caught on the outskirts of this, more or less, as they move towards the priest, having been thrown to the ground, you just feel the onslaught of their spectral blades all tearing through you as they move,
Yikes.
eating away at your flesh. It's
Turning
necrotic.
aside and glancing between them all. I'm going to run over and try and restrain Tom. god, I cannot roll today, huh?
Nope.
I guess it'd be more like regular, but that's my action.
That's one attack. You have two.
It counts as one attack? Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep on trying. I've been failing miserably at this so far.
That's it.
It's better. Nope.
Tom is the same.
Okay.
He's like a slippery snake, just squirming his way out of your meaty grit.
That's it for my turn. Though, like Ibrook, I'm kind of treating whoever has the sword as an enemy at this point. But
Alright.
not trying to kill anybody here.
Emin. Wisdom save.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Be down here.
Ooh.
Not quite.
That's close.
5.
Yeah.
Only you had gotten the 26.
Mm.
No, right.
I'm gonna move
Yeah.
away.
I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
the area. Next.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
And I'm gonna holster the pistol and pull out the rifle and call out, Tom, drop it! And if he doesn't drop it on his turn, I'm going to try and shoot it out of his hand. And on that, I have to run, so I'll be back half an hour or so.
Alright, which means it is back on the priest. Who's not having it. He's not happy about this situation. Oh, I never pulled out his sword. Let's do that. It's definitely not that big.
That's a big. It's like.
So, as he's on the ground, he kind of just like shifts. Oh, fuck. Who the hell is that? Is that Emin?
What?
There was like a huge echo while I was talking. It's coming
I didn't hear
through
anything.
Okay, well, it's
I
set
know.
now. So, as he kind of begins to squirm away, begins to pick himself up, just, no, please, let me have it! And takes off lunging towards Tom again. The spectral sword swipes up straight towards you. Do that one first. Uses... Maybe not. 15? Don't think that hits Tom.
Nope.
And the priest, as he goes just charging towards you, he's got no other weapon in hand. He is, I guess, guiding bolting the... Why not? Suppose he should have done that first. What a fool. $18.
18 does hit.
It's not gonna be fun.
4d6.
Yep.
13.
Ugh.
As he comes just lunging towards you, just whips this attack, arcs around Ivrok, slams into you, and then he simultaneously just kind of tries to lunge into you. He doesn't have the action to actually like tackle you or anything, but he is nevertheless right there. Weapon is on the other side of you. And that's it for him. He's no longer prone. It's on you. I need a wisdom save, which could be bad.
Could be very bad. Yeah, it's gonna be really bad.
Can he roll under a 9?
No.
No.
Oh, he tried his best.
Ouch.
I did try. And possibly much to your guys' relief, he watches the bolt hits him, the weapon slicing in his backside, and then suddenly all of these spirits just converge, carving this bloody arc into Tom. You watch as he drops unconscious, the sword tumbling from his hand back down onto the ground. The priest immediately turns his attention to it. He kind of just stands there, almost paralytic, frozen over with awe, and just slowly making his way towards it, almost as if not realizing that the rest of you are still there. But it's on him for luck.
So, make my save. I fail.
We are not very wise.
Oh, fuck no.
Dude, I can't believe that Spirit Guardians is actually on the CR2 priest.
I know, right? It's
That
outrageous,
is
isn't
bonkers.
You tell me this guy's a CR2?
This guy's not. I was just looking at the CR2 priest for shits and giggles, and yeah,
Okay.
it's literally on there.
I was gonna say, party wipe by
just
CR2
passed
enemy.
my con save.
That said, he hasn't done anything that the CR2 hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did cast Spirit Guardian.
He's casting, yeah, he's casted both spells at level 4, but aside from
doubles the
that,
damage. I'm pretty fine.
no, just adds an extra D8.
That's just one d8, yeah.
What the fuck is that
noise?
sound? Somebody's phone. Okay. I
It's
will-
not Emmons' alarm by any chance, is it? Or Womble's alarm?
No, it was Will.
Okay, I've Sir muted him. You're welcome.
Phrase.
When he gets back.
Alright, so I am going to stand on the sword so that it's no longer free to be picked up. And I am gonna fucking green flame blade this guy because he needs to get got.
As you step on the sword, I need you to take a wisdom saving throw.
I'm amazing, don't worry about it. It's like I've just messed up my sheet somehow. That's not great.
It's not great. You get your great axe attack. Who's that going to? Priest, right? Duh. Who else?
Yeah.
Tom.
Darius, actually, sorry. Yeah.
So that's 23 hits. So as you step on the sword and kind of in the same motion, swing out with a great axe, you get this massive cleave through him and erupts in green flame around the priest. He'll take his saving.
He'll take
Oh, and
22 damage.
And d20 plus 7. He's Gucci. Bastard. And as you follow through on that, there's this moment of of silence. Well, not silence, but regularity that is suddenly kind of disrupted as you, probably for the first time actually, no one else has heard it. So yeah, this just. Yes. And you feel your grip on the axe suddenly begin to weaken as you feel kind of compelled to pick up the weapon.
It's a trap.
I pick it up.
All right.
I've got an interaction still, so yeah, I pick it up.
Axe in one hand, sword in the other, and Asher.
And this time it is a wisdom saving throw from me, right?
Oh yeah, it is. He moved forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it won't be. It's a sphere. He's like 15 feet in the air. He's never going to be in range of that.
Oh yeah, you're on the roof. You're on the roof. Yep, you're good.
Okay, so it's just Milo again then.
Yeah, just Milo. Those two-dimensional maps are deceiving. And that will fail. 16. He's still up.
Okay, so I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Milo.
That's fair.
In fact, no, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Emmon instead.
Isn't that like a touch range?
It's a touch spell.
Healing word is the one with
okay.
range.
That's the one I'm thinking of, healing word. Okay, cool. Well, then in that case, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to move
Good
Milo
the
out.
above.
I'm going to move Milo out of the fracas.
Cure wounds the arrow and shoot him in.
That sounds perfect.
That's how it works. I swear. You will heal him as you kill him.
And then I'm going to take a shot at the priest.
And got low as fuck AC, even with that cover. 17 will still hit. And yeah, especially from that vantage point, as you kind of move to the edge of the roof, looking over Darius, let out the shot, slams it straight in the priest's shoulder. Just as he's going to reach for the sword, staggers him enough that Abruk has time to pick it up. No, no, no. It's mine! It's mine! Anything else, Asher?
That's it for me.
Darius, wisdom save.
Okie doke. Easy peasy. Why can I not roll?
What's your wisdom saving throw? Plus
Plus
3?
3.
Oh, it is plus 3. Yeah, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's time
No,
back.
we're good.
I'll unmute you now.
CR2 priest.
Alright, we're Gucci. You're unmuted. You had a long, loud alarm going off. Just murdering our ears.
Alright. I would
Sorry.
like to...
Oh, shit.
what?
Nothing. We'll worry about it when we get there.
Nothing at all. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. I would like to
Let me
undo
think.
one of the traps
I
on
did
my
get-
shield.
I got shot. Let me take my save.
No, he's just concentrating himself. Yeah, I'm gonna revive him after. Fuck it. I'm gonna undo like one or two of the straps on my shield, throw it to the ground, and then I'm gonna take my sword in both hands and try and cleave into this priest. Seeing as he's downed Tom.
Both those definitely hitting as you move in and just... It's all good. Slicing away. And...
I would like to channel divinity and do a conquering strike on him with the second one.
Okay. So... Let me take his damage, and then let me make my 3 wisdom saves. Let's go in order. So first 2 are the concentrations.
Oh, it's not a wisdom save, it's a con save.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were correct. Sorry. Oh, the bonus is the same either way.
Probably will. Is it the same? Okay.
Yeah, they're both plus 7. Right? Yeah.
Christ.
So that's second.
Those are like his only... intelligence is good too. Aside from that, he's not that great at anything else.
Craft bonus.
That will fail the Conquering Strike.
Okay.
Spirit Guardians is still up though. So he is frightened. At the end of his turn. Okay. Anything else?
Be like, this is no place for you, old man. What's up?
Okay. So as you just slice in repeatedly, yelling out at him, his attention is kind of divided between you and the sword, but between your yelling and the fact that Avruk now has the weapon and this very bloodthirsty look in his eyes, the realization that this is not going so well kind of sweeps over him, and you see him start to just backpedal. I'm in.
Well, Emin's not here, but I imagine he's going to hold his action in case the priest does anything offensive. Like, I don't know, racial slurs, stuff like that.
It's fair. It's fair. So this is the part where the priest does something.
Tries his best.
Yeah, so he is terrified of Darius there, and he just simply starts backtracking away. Go ahead and give me your attack of opportunity, Darius.
Right. Damn it.
And that will miss. And as it misses, and he manages to step out of your range, you see him suddenly rebolster, especially as he looks back to Avruk and the weapon. You see him immediately snap back to, no, no, no! Goes swinging in to Avruk.
That's stupid.
What's he even got?
Nothing. He's fisticuffing you, you little bitch.
Is he?
You little...
Well, there's no point even rolling that. We're going to it anyway.
He's rolling it anyways. Yeah, no. He's fucking... it's Deadpool kicking Colossus, just arm shatters. It's just wailing on you with nothing as he tries to grip the sword away from you. You manage to sort of shrug him off, and no! Spirit weapon comes swiping by you. That one might actually hit it. Nope.
No, of course.
And there's action, bonus action. He's donezo. Now the bad part. I don't think I gotta look up unconscious.
Well, it doesn't matter what happens to Tom unconscious, because it's not enough to kill him outright, but he is going to take damage from the Spirit Guardian, so he's going to fail one save.
Oh yeah, because it takes half. Keep thinking it's all or nothing, but that's not true. We'll roll the 4d8 for shits and giggles. 10 demojis.
He's doing his best to make sure Tom survives this.
So that is, unfortunately, one failure. And a death saving throw.
Would that attack against Ifruk have set off Emmon's ready to action, or?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
I don't have access to the sheet, so
Oh. Hope that's not gonna work.
he's just he's taking a rifle shot. You can just take it for now.
Doing the rifle, or he had his pistol out, right?
He had the rifle out. He aimed his rifle at Tom.
Oh, okay. Rifled musket. Pew. Pew. For another 10. Where's my bench going? There's my bench.
Tom save. Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I ever... I've been rolling so hot, regardless of the fucking modifier. I've been rolling ridiculous.
I think you haven't rolled less than a 14 so far with this guy on his con save yet. Feels like. Or no, wait, there's that 112, but outside of that...
He's
Wait,
got
that's
quite
only a
the
7.
HP. Quite the HP.
You know, he's not looking good at the moment, especially without the sword in hand. You can see him noticeably clutching the wounds at this point. And Avruk, it is on you, and as you have the sword in the hand now, you can feel it. These dark, bloody tendrils latching around your
Look at
mind.
that.
But that's my Spirit Guardian, so don't worry about that.
Yep, so that'll only be... That'll only be 11. No biggie. And as the priest is wailing into you, the sword it creeps into your mind. Finish him, let me taste his blood.
All right.
Alright.
Sure.
I don't have a thing on here. Just, give me a second. I'll just roll damage afterwards. I'm gonna miss.
God damn it! Yeah, you fucking just swing completely wide.
With it.
I'm putting the great sword away, by the way. It wasn't. I'm using the sword. So there you go. But yeah, that's gonna be a miss.
Super miss.
Super meth.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Nothing
sure.
else.
I'm gonna take a shot first of all at the priest. Oops, I don't know why I pressed that twice. My bad.
It's all good. Not even necessary. As Ivruk misses his attacks, swings completely wide, the priest managing to just slip out of range. You once again moving to the edge of this ledge, this balcony. Let out the arrow shot. How would you like to finish? Ye old priest.
As he dodges out of the way of Ivruk's swing and comes back up looking all smug, arrow straight through the throat.
Okay. Priest having slipped out of view, regaining his position now. It'll be mine! Arrow goes straight through his throat, cutting off whatever plea for the sword he was giving. You watch as blood splatters along the corner of this building behind him, the arrow lodging its way into the stonework. He sort of stands there for a moment, clutching the throat, blood pouring everywhere. He's coughing it up literally onto Ivruk's face. Drops to one knee, and his eyes, as they slowly begin to roll back in his head, you can see just trained on the sword before he slams down onto one side. Spirit Guardian washes away, but we are still on the initiative order for the sake of Tom.
What have I missed?
Ivruk has the sword now, Tom's unconscious, and he's 1-1. And the priest just died.
Well, to my knowledge, I think the sword is now safely out of the hands of the crazy people. So I'm going to use my healer's kit on Tom to stabilize him. Start patching him up.
Okay. Stow away your sword. Block kit. Start bandaging him up using whatever salves and things you can muster to deal with these. Actually, pretty much all necrotic wounds. It's just deathly flesh. And with that, you guys are out of combat. Vruk, give me another wisdom save.
I've lost sight of the map. Is that deliberate?
No.
I've just got a
Oh,
black
I know
screen.
what happened. Hold on. Un momento.
There we go.
Okay, so as the priest dies and the blood splatters against you and really the sword as you're holding it there, there's this satiated yes, we will go far, and he just slowly recedes from your mind. That's it. You guys are out of combat. Tom is stabilized. Everyone's looking pretty shite.
I'd like to stabilize the priest. That's my next act.
What?
I mean, you go over and you try, but he's got a gaping hole through his throat and he's very dead.
Possible. Alright, yeah. And I don't have any spells left, so there's nothing for that.
Yeah.
Brooke, what are you
NPC
planning on
death.
doing with that? Ivruk's got the sword, right?
Brock does have the sword.
Well, I tried.
Nothing.
Do you want
It is safe now.
to drop that one down on the floor?
Do I?
At the moment, you're not feeling any particular pull towards it, so it's up to you.
I went to drop it on the sword, on the floor. And I took it from Tom and the crazed old man.
Yeah, I walk over a few steps towards Edmund, so it's like away from Tom and that. I just drop it on the floor in front of him, and I give him a shrug. Like, it's nothing.
good. Just checking. That's two people. It's turned crazy now. Can't be too careful about it.
I'd like to search the priest.
Yeah, a quick search of him. I mean, he's really just got his clerical robes on. You find holy symbols, pendants of his deity, and I mean, there's not much else. His clothes are noticeably kind of worn and dirtied. He's got this rancid stench to him. Beyond that, you know, the blood and the sweaty combat. I mean, you could tell he likely hasn't bathed or showered since the nights.
I was looking for potential information of like his studies about the sword.
There's nothing. As far as you can tell, he up and left, grabbed the sword, and that is all he had on him. The fact that he even has the holy symbols is actually somewhat surprising to you, but you just imagine he never bothered to take them off.
Gotcha.
I want to go to Asher and just have a word with him aside while what's Ivrook doing? Because Nodarius is searching the priest.
Nothing. Standing around.
Asher, I'm wondering about that sword. Do you think maybe Milo could pick it up in his mouth and carry it? I assume he's not going to be affected by anything like that.
Well, it's worth a try. I don't see why not.
That's
Probably safer than any of
having
us.
a conversation, like the sword's on the floor, so I'm gonna pick it up and just put it in my belt. I don't have a sheath for it, so it's just sort of hanging there through the loop.
In the meantime, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Emmon at second level. So that's 2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
That's just in 1d8.
What's that? Sorry.
Only rolled 1d8 on the thing.
Oh yeah, the first one was for Milo, and now I'm
Oh, sorry.
doing it again. One for you.
My mistake.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
I tried.
I'm making ready to return to the inn for those that are injured and whatnot. Setting Tom up on the horse, kind of strapping him in a little bit. He doesn't fall off.
What are we going to do with the priest?
I don't know.
We can't just leave him here.
Full of
Those
battle.
guards we saw back in the way, how far back were they?
That was a long time ago, out of character.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was.
I mean,
Was it?
Like,
it wasn't too
I was
terribly long
talking.
ago.
He's invisible.
Yeah. I am. I'm the best. But, yeah, it wasn't too terribly far away. I mean, they were in sort of... Probably the next closest... The one that you encounter anyway is in the next closest sort of district, if you will. You guys are kind of on the outskirts of town. And there was that very sort of poor district where you found the abode. And it was some time before that in one of the open kind of squares, town squares, prior.
Maybe we should take the priest with us and leave him with them as we go past. Just claim he was dead when we found him. There's been a lot of killing tonight. I doubt anyone will be suspicious.
Okay. I'll pick him up. I'll put him on my shoulder. So where are we taking him?
back the way we came.
But with the rest of them.
Yeah, let's head back to the inn. I think we all need rest.
And then we also need to figure out. Yeah, we also need to figure out a plan for this sword, because a lot of death has occurred as a result of having this sword around.
I'm at a total loss as to what to do with it, to be honest.
You can't trust the priests, clearly. Maybe we should keep it.
Tom said he was talking to him, right? Maybe we should restrain Tom and get him to talk to it, see if we can figure out anything that way. It's clearly done whatever it's going to done to him already. But if anyone has a better idea, it's a pretty shitty idea, I'll say that.
The only other thing I can think of is we've got the quiver of Ezriana, whether we just store it in there.
That's not a bad idea. That puts it somewhere else, right? Somewhere
I mean, but
not
it's just
here.
a big box, right? That's all it is.
It's a magic box. It's a planar box thing. I don't know.
But it would
I'm not
mean
sure.
that nobody is wielding it.
I'm just worried if you're carrying it for a significant amount of time, if rocket might start to affect you as well.
And you would be much more dangerous with that sword than I would be.
If Ivrook goes crazy with that sword, I think my reaction would be to run.
No, the problem
I
is-
would not be far behind.
But luckily for you, I have a strong mind.
Is it not better to take the element of risk out of it completely and put it into storage?
In your box, no.
You can take the box if you want.
Why not put the box?
Can I insight him? Is he being evasive because he wants to keep a hold of the sword?
Yeah, I'd like to do the same as well.
Nope. He's cool.
Totally honest.
Oh, God.
You could whisper me your roll if you want. If
I'll
rock,
just roll charisma. You're gonna kick our asses anyway.
depending on
I only got a plus.
which way you want this to go.
That's 3.
Rolled a 3 for honesty.
3 for honesty.
So, yeah, as far as you guys can tell, Vruk he's telling the truth, even if it does seem shady given the circumstances. You want to believe there's some ill intent behind it, but I mean, you simply can't find it.
Anyway, let's get back to the. Let's get back to the streets.
All right. So with Tom strapped onto the horse, the priest strung over Ivruk's shoulder, you guys make your way back to the Blood Sun Tavern, I believe it were.
Yep.
Yes, the Blood Sun
Yeah,
Tavern.
Dumping the priest on the guards as we walk past.
On the what?
Dumping the priest on one of those guards that were
Oh, one of the
scared
guards.
shitless.
Sure.
As we walk past.
So as you're making your way through the city, I mean, you can looking around, see the devastation that's been wrought. I mean, it's not significant. As I said, the large beast didn't really seem to stop, and destroy anything per se, but you can see the filth and sort of minor wreckage that the tides of these rat swarms have basically just strung about the city. Every once in a while, you still see a large cluster kind of just skirt around the corner of a building and into an alleyway. Not enough to really warrant your attention. And eventually, you stumble into one of the guards. You hear him long before you see him, but there's this... As you make your way into the yard, you see the guard kind of pick up the spear, now holding it correctly with what is essentially a rat shish kebab. Just easily 6-8 large rats skewered onto his spear. He turns to you and kind of raises it up, and just, he has to use it with 2 hands because the rats have made it a bit heavier than normal. Oh, I got them! A lot!
Yes, you're doing so much better.
At that point, a rat kind of just scurries by him. He's like, ah! Ah! And just lifts the leg, and the rat takes off running.
I blow it with Eldritch Blast.
Slams into the rat, and just it's like toothpaste smeared across the ground, but bloody.
Toothpaste.
No.
I only joke. Or do I?
Oh, flashbacks.
Hey, you're the one that came up with fuck fairies. Actually, no.
Fuck fair.
This is our evening game. All right. Well, this is what you're missing out on.
You don't want to know.
Toothpaste-filled fuckberries.
I think I'd rather have my sleep at 4 in the morning then.
You're wrong.
Or very right. It's been bad. So, yeah. You smear that rat in like a bloody paste, and yeah. Oh. I'm fine. Look, I got some. What happened to him? And
He died.
Oh. Who is it?
Some
What's
priest.
his name? I don't. He's a priest.
Priest is Attic. Was.
Oh, Arik. That
Did we leave him with you? Did you take care of him?
the rats get him.
Take care of the body?
His trade will attract the rats.
I
As you,
assume so.
as you gonna lay him down in front of the guard. Oh shit! What? They fucking maimed him.
Oh,
Yeah,
some quite
that
big
they
ones
did.
running around, weren't they?
They went straight through his throat.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Did you not see the one who was holding the big sword earlier? The huge one?
Give me a well.
I mean, there was one. There was a big one holding a big sword.
There was one holding a big sword.
And I'm not saying he did it. I just said, didn't you see the one with the big sword?
No, I didn't.
Also, some of them have guns. It'll make a hole right through you, like this big.
I hold up the rifle musket that I took off one of them.
Either one of you roll this. You can do persuasion or deception.
I'm pretty good with the old persuading.
Yeah, go on. I'll let you have it.
Hmm.
I mean, I am. I just can't roll for shit.
Hmm.
So Gucci.
He's kind of in disbelief for a moment. Explains what we were hearing earlier. There was all kinds of ruckus coming from the square. Oh man,
That was us.
That was us fighting them.
did you kill him?
No,
The
no,
rats,
we-
not
we
the
were-
priest.
No, if we
killed-
didn't kill any of them, they're still all over the place. They're probably coming here next.
Ifrok. We killed most of them. Some of them
Killed all of them.
Right, well, I guess I'll get him out of here. He kind of goes down to lift the body, and it's just... He's clearly struggling. It's quite heavy. He just drops it. I'll take care of it. Yeah.
You come back with some friends. They'll help you sort it out.
Oh no, I've got it. It's not even that big a deal.
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll leave you to it then.
Be careful, he's like falling in half.
He just looks down at the body. All right.
Like if you pick him up, then you'll get covered in gore.
I mean, he's already kind of filthy from slaughtering rats. But he doesn't really like the prospect of getting more blood on him. Especially not human blood for some reason that grosses him out. Yeah, maybe I'll get help then.
But make sure you don't leave him, because the rats will get him.
Oh.
We'll be back later. Bye.
He just watches you all as you take off.
Bye, have a great time.
Bye. You just hear this very muffled, oh shit. Is he all leave?
Worst day ever.
But you guys make your way back to the tavern, and I mean, the town square, as you left it, there's, among everywhere else in the city, this is probably fared the worst. Most of the flames have been put out from the trees and barrels and whatnot. But, I mean, it's still just blood and gore strewn across the place. There's a somewhat decent-ish crowd kind of gathered. Not necessarily in the center, but just around the front of the inn, just taking in the mayhem. As they see you approaching, the crowd immediately just sort of parts for you. The innkeeper, who's standing at the back, just calls you over. Move out the way! Let them in! Let them in! They part, and you guys make your way in. Yeah. Kind of just shoves people off the stools and... Yeah, well, sit. You look like a bloody fucking mess.
We are.
I guess just lay Tom down on a table or something.
He didn't really notice that at first. You just limp him down on a chair across the table. He's like, should I fetch a cola?
I mean, if you like.
None of us died. That's something.
Upon entry, by the way, I dismissed the whole steed.
Yeah, and he whistles at one of the patrons and go fetch the healer. Go get her. And he just takes off running. What can I get for you?
You some stiff drinks.
Very stiff.
Oh, I'll be back.
I would not mind to be liquid. These are weirdos.
Yeah. It turns around and you see him just like turning some of the urns around until he finds one that's like tucked away at the back. And it's got a label that's very old and worn out, and he just holds it up to the light. Turns around, slams the mug down, starts pouring. It's about as hot as it's gonna get here.
Good enough.
Sure, it'll do.
You sound so dismayed. It's like, I guess this will be fine.
Probably costs like 5 gold a cup. What is this? Shite.
And all of you give me a con save as you start downing those drinks.
We cheers our survival for
Yeah.
him.
Most of you are hardy individuals. You're
Some of you are of a more slender build.
more elvishy in nature. upbringing, and yeah, Rock, Emin, and Darius, you drink them. You know, Darius, it takes you a little off guard, but you contain yourself. Asher, not so much. I mean, you take a swig and you, whoa, no way, and yeah, you have a temporary -1 to your wisdom at the moment as your senses immediately become dulled, and I mean, you get maybe halfway through it before you feel it just churning in your stomach, and it's not sitting well. It's hard, thick, and I mean, it's very heavy in your stomach. It doesn't go down smooth.
So guys,
imagine it's very dwarvish in origin.
It's been a long day. I think I might head up to bed. I think it might be my night over.
Before you do, Asher, we need to decide what we're going to do with Tom when he wakes up.
The sword clearly still has some kind of hold over him. At the very least, we need to keep him away from that. Or, in fact, he doesn't know that Ivric has the sword right now. Correct?
I don't know as a player, so. Was Tom unconscious when Ivric picked up the sword?
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Very
it was,
much
yeah.
so, yes.
So, if we're going to hide it, we need to do it before he wakes up. It's basically the decision we have to make.
Do you think you can find a place to hide it in your room, Ivric? Just from casual observation. Doesn't have to be a good hiding place.
I could put it under the floorboards.
I'm sure that'll do for tonight, at least.
Or in the mattress. Or a pillow. Or on top of the very high cupboards.
I don't think putting it in the mattress that you're about to sleep on is the greatest of ideas.
I wouldn't put it point up.
Well, whatever, you'll find a place to do it. You're not a stupid person.
And then, do you know who would have been handy at a time like this, when we're about to hide the sword? Somebody who could cast a spell that would set off an alarm if it were to be picked up. That type of person would have been handy.
It'd also be useful to figure out what this item is and what properties it has and how it does things.
Or any of the
You
other
would
things
probably-
you've picked up.
Yeah.
You would probably need a wizard for that.
Yeah.
Say, Emin, what happened to Reese back in the day?
I believe Ragnar decapitated him,
It's awful.
if I'm not mistaken.
To be fair, he only kicked him. But
Awkward.
I do believe we've had more like deaths and like unconsciousness from party members hitting other party members than
Quite possible.
That's true.
Yeah, that was a bad little like 3 or 4 session arc for you guys.
Yeah, it really was.
That charm on me just fucked the entire party up.
Yeah, and that pseudo charm on Ragnar really fucked the party as well. Yeah. The implicit charm.
Emin's natural charm.
Memories.
oh boy.
Let's all.
Yeah, as you guys are discussing this, the innkeeper's like stopped cleaning cups, and he's like, "You have a real morbid sense of coping."
You either laugh or you fill up and cry and don't get back up again.
Like Reese.
Just imagining Asher just totally deadpanning that.
Yeah, at that The innkeeper puts a hand over your cup, Asher, and just slowly slides it away from you. I think you're done for the night.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Well, I'm going to go hide this evil cursed sword that nobody should know where it is in my room. And I leave.
Which leaves Darius and Emin there. And as the other two take off, he slides Asher's cup over to Emin.
I'll take another one of those.
Pours one.
I'm just going to hit the hay.
Have a good
I'll
night,
see you all
Evan.
in the morning. I feel like I need to sleep for a week.
Next two of us.
You kind of do.
Mechanic-wise, we really do.
Real talk. We've got the scroll of simulacrum. How about we just find a wizard, sell it to him, and buy our own town?
There you go. Or,
That's-
better idea, how about you just cast Simulacrum, right? I mean, there's a chance you'll succeed. You can make a second Ivruk, right? And then all the problems are solved. Every single one.
Do you have to be a caster to use a scroll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't.
But it's just an Arcana check. It's not even a high one. Actually, you know, I'm not even sure you do need to be a caster. Like, I think if you don't have a spell list with it on, it's harder, but that's it.
Any creature that can understand a written language can read the arcane script on a scroll and attempt to activate it. It's the only reason you're able to know what they were.
But even a
I just
caster
imagine it's got
would have,
simulacrum, like written at the top underlined.
Really elegant font at the top,
Mm-hmm.
Simulacrum.
But seriously, this thing's got to be worth like tens of thousands of gold, right?
Okay. So 7th level spot, I think. Quite a big deal.
It's pretty beast.
Uh,
It's worth taking.
I think the
to
problem
one-
with a scroll like that is that you'd have trouble finding a buyer, right? Like,
Yeah,
who the
you
hell's
could
going
use,
to
like-
buy it?
If only we lived in a city with an immortal arcane ruler.
Who probably can cast Simulacrum already.
Maybe. But he might have like high
to be
level.
honest, if he can't, why would we want to sell us to him? That would be the worst idea ever. He's going to make like 20 more of himself.
That would just be disaster.
DC 17, by the way. It's 10 plus spell level, so.
With an arcana check,
Yeah.
it's like a 25% chance for me to do it. A bit less.
I like those
Come on.
odds. Let's go.
Actually, hold that thought.
Yeah, I need a 14 in the roll.
I mean, just suck less, man. Be easy.
I mean, that's an option.
Oh, okay, never mind. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can use an action to read the scroll and cast it without blah blah blah. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible. That's contradictory to what I previously read.
It is indeed.
Is it on the warlock list?
Simulacrum? Actually, I believe so.
So you could have a crack at it.
I mean, I'm not going to. I have a negative intelligence modifier and no arcana.
Yeah, so basically, I think the way that would work is basically you know enough to understand like what it's supposed to be, but understanding the actual script and like how to utilize it is just way over your head. So yeah, it has to be on your spell list. So,
So I'm guessing we've just taken Tom up and dumped him in a bed.
you guys all have your own room still, so yeah.
If there's one with a double room, I'll put Tom in the other bed and
Yeah, I
sleep in the
mean,
same
you
room.
talk to the innkeeper, he quickly rearranges it for you. He's quite accommodating given the recent events.
Hmm.
And you all rest for the night. Around an hour and a half later, Tom, you eventually regain consciousness. You wake up in the bed and you're drained. You heavily wounded still. I mean, you feel like absolute shit. But
Do I feel this consciousness of the entity of the sword?
at the moment, no. At least as you first awake, I mean, first thing you see is the ceiling, and your vision's kind of groggy, and you turn and you see you're in a much larger room than before the nights prior, and Emin is asleep in one of the other beds.
Yeah, I could imagine my head just kind of slightly looking over one way and the other and just being like, just pass right back out.
All right.
So before we skip ahead, I didn't go and hide the sword.
Oh, for fuck's
So
sake.
it's, like not yet anyway. So it's like, okay, fair enough.
Go on.
go on. No, I'm curious about it because Ivork is fairly certain the sword spoke to him. So he's going to sit on the edge of his bed, looking over the sword for a while, shaking it and stuff like that, and seeing if he can get it to do anything. And eventually he's going to start trying to get the sword to speak to him, having a conversation with it. Like, yeah, hey. You did speak, right? I mean, you did? Like holding it upside down and stuff and like moving it around.
Shaking it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like
Flicking it.
Spider-Man trying to figure out the right way to
Pretty much,
shoot
yeah.
him. That was such a bad movie. A bad part of the movie. A bad movie. So go web go. Speak sword speak.
That's pretty much what's going on right now. Shaking it upside down, flicking it, quizzing the sword,
Yeah,
do
see,
anything.
I mean, you speak to it, you mess with it, and I mean, there's nothing. For the most part, I mean, there's no reply to any of the questions you give, as much as you flick it and twirl it and hold it upside down, and I mean, whatever you do, there's just no response whatsoever.
Fine, I'm going to put you in the floor then. And I begin like wrenching up one of the floorboards to near my bed, and go to put it in the dark space between the ceiling and the floorboards.
As you lift up that floorboard and begin to stow the weapon away. No.
I know it.
Got him.
What do you want? And I didn't kill that guy because you told me to. He was dangerous. He was going to kill me.
You did not kill him at all.
I did most of it.
We could do much together.
It sounds to me like you could do much with me. I already have a good weapon. It's pretty cool, and I like put my axe next to it and like sort of hold it above, showing the sword of my axe.
There's this hesitant delay. Pathetic.
Oh yeah? Pathetic, huh? I'm going to feed the sword to my axe.
Which I think takes like what, an hour? Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, this is a thing?
Absolutely.
Yes, you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you spend the next hour, and to an extent, I don't even know that you're sure what you're doing.
Just like a moment of inspiration.
Yeah, there's, as much as you're hearing the sword talk to you, there's almost this secondary distinctive voice etching, clawing away at the back of your mind, combating this weapon, familiar voice. And as you follow its instructions, you're placing both weapons down.
Yeah, like if the other sword has been talking to this whole time, I'm just ignoring it and like doing the work next to it. Like it's just stuck in the floorboard next to me
Actually,
as I'm like doing things over the axe.
Surprisingly hasn't. There's been silence as, or at least perhaps you're just tuning it out, you're not entirely sure, but you've heard nothing from the sword, as instead all of you heard is your patron beckoning you forward, following its directions. And
so as the thing finishes, the golden serpent, which is coiled around and the face is on the head of the axe, its maw just opens like wider and it becomes to like rise out of the axe, and I just like feed the sword down its throat, and the serpent sinks back into the weapon. The black metal of the axe just ripples for a moment, and then it's just still.
okay.
Pathetic. And I like suck the axe out of existence and go to bed.
Give me 1 second.
Fine play.
Where's my notes?
That's an interesting little axe you have there.
Nom, 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 nom,
No, no, no.
Welcome to improved packed weapons, baby.
Is it even a part of improved pack weapons? Isn't it just
it's just my
it's
pack
Hexblade, right?
No, it's Path of the Blade. No, I'm not a Hexblade, I'm a Fiend.
Okay. Alrighty, so said I don't think it
Basically what's happened here is I've attuned to the sword.
you know, I was making sure on something else. So, yes. So as the axe consumes this weapon, you hear this almost pained, aggressive, and just agonizing screech erupt from the sword. And then silence as the process is finished. Your axe almost looks engorged from the process. And as you lay yourself down and prepare to go to sleep, yes, the voice seems intensified, and perhaps a combination of the two that you've been hearing. Tom,
Not so pathetic now, is it?
as this happens, you immediately wake. You are in this cold sweat, and you hear this guttural, low, demonic yes, but it is distant and far, and as you sit there in your cold sweat, trembling perhaps a bit, you feel the tendrils and claws of the sword slowly retreat from your mind. And for the first time in weeks, I believe it's been, you feel no semblance of this weapon left.
And I just collapse again.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, boy. Back in Vrok, as you make your comment to the weapon. Yes. Now feast.
No, I am calling the shots here now. I was not freed by my master for this. You are mine.
Give me a straight wisdom. We're gonna contest this. Ooh.
Pretty good.
Ah.
That it is. And for a second, you feel this voice, the mind of this sword, and now kind of your axe, almost lessened. For now. And then it slowly drifts away.
I am nobody's slave. And then that's it. I'm gonna not speak anymore.
Dismissing the weapon?
Sorry?
Dismissing the weapon? Or are you...
Yeah, dismissing it into the entrance of the plane.
Okay. The weapon warps in on itself and you head your ass to sleep.
Yeah, I think he's pretty pleased with that. I think he's convinced he has dominated the sword to his will.
That's one way to do it. Unlike anything I had planned. And,
Wow.
Don't worry, guys, I got you covered. All right, the sword is not a problem anymore.
Oh,
You
man.
really don't care about having disadvantage with other weapons, do you?
it's only got one weapon. It's like the perfect weapon for him.
I got 2 weapons. All right, I got a fancy dagger that I picked up off that rat man. So,
I mean,
don't
honestly,
forget
the
that.
curse is not that bad for you. aside
Pretty
from the fact-
meaningless.
It's really
yeah.
not. It makes a difference to me. Yeah.
Because you really can't lose the weapon either, can you? Because you can just go click back in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, I can send it to my hand from an infinite distance. So yeah.
I think the only downside, and it'll be very occasional and rare, if we were continuing, is that you might get stuck on one target, and that's literally it.
Or if you want to
Maybe
chuck
so.
a range, but would it count for his Eldritch Blasts? Would he have disadvantage with them? Or
I'd have to look.
It's not a weapon.
is it just weapons?
Yeah, the sword is jealous, right? That's the problem with it. Like it wants to use it.
I don't remember what weapon it is now.
Isn't it a vengeance thing?
Sword of Vengeance? Yeah, I think so. Doodle-doo.
We're all getting a long rest, right? By the
Yes,
way?
you are all getting your long
Overnight.
rest, your 1 day of healing.
You go 4 HP.
Ouch.
Proficiency plus con modifier.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when we wake up, I think I'm going to suggest we don't go after the rat man and we take a break.
Only with other weapons.
That's 4.
The whole party is not in any condition to be tracking, killing things down, along with some wizard who can make or has simulacrum scrolls and just leaves them behind.
Right. I don't. It's like, I'll get
I don't
another.
need that.
Oh, I've only got so much room in my luggage. I'll leave these ones. I'll take my good ones with me.
Right.
He's not someone I want to face with 15 HP.
Yeah. Tom doesn't even get up the next day. He just lays there.
Everyone else?
Up bright and early, getting breakfast.
What were the other scrolls? I kind of zoned out of it.
They were equally outrageous.
Cloudkill was one.
There was Arcane Eye, wasn't there?
Arcane Eye, yeah. Where is that page? I lost it. We're done. There's no loot.
Oh, wow.
Bummer.
I think I'm going to probably go and get a valuation on the lease of them.
Okay, where the fuck is the loot page? going in the wrong direction.
In the meantime, I'm just going to be casting Cure Wounds a couple of times on myself and Milo.
Oh, here we are. Arcane Eye, Simulacrum, Cloud Kill, and Modify Memory.
Oh yeah, that's one.
All pretty high.
Which is the lowest level?
Probably
Kill, right?
Cloud Kill, I think.
Cloud Kill.
6, 5.
Modify Memory might be the same as Cloud Kill. Let's look.
Pretty sure Modify Memory is like a 7, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I'll look them up.
There's a lot of different.
Modify Memory is a 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 5th. There you go. Yeah, that's the last one.
Cloud Kill's also a 5th.
Yeah, so those are the same. And then a 7th and.
Oh,
whatever.
Arcane Eye's a 4th.
Okay, so 4, 5, 5, 7.
So I'll take the Arcane Eye and try and get the valuation for it tomorrow. Probably take it up to the Fancy District and find a magic person up there.
You don't trust?
I do, I just don't think he has the money for
You're a
it, to
magic
be
man.
honest. I doubt he has the gold.
That's just bias. So, Tom stays upstairs. Everyone else heading down. Is that what it is? What I heard?
Yeah,
for
guess so.
breakfast first.
And while we're eating, like, who looks the worst off? Us.
Among those eating, Emin and Ivrock are probably pretty similar.
Yeah. Although, actually, one second. I need to do something. As Ivrock's wounds close pretty quick.
Alright, here you get
My
that.
second win of the day. Yeah, I'm on 26, so I'm on about like a quarter of my hit points. So...
I'll kind of clap them both on the shoulder. Alright, let's get some grubbiness. New day, and I'll do lay on hands for both of them for
How much, sorry?
10 for each.
Okay, looking a bit better now.
Yeah.
But
Asher spent quite a deal of time touching himself with that cure wound.
And he feels a lot better for it.
Yeah. You always feel better after a day of grueling combat when you touch yourself. Those are the rules. I didn't write them.
These are the rules.
I mean, it's just in D&D. It says so right here.
mm-hmm.
So, as you guys all huddle around the bar, as you do, and he brings out plates of some fresh, steaming hot hash, some pig's meat, and all sorts of not great breakfast, but it's good. It's enough. Gets you
Hearty.
going. It's hearty, yes. Asher's looking a little bit hungover from his 2 sips of alcohol. Wisdom is restored, though. And what would you guys like to do? This
Alright,
is,
so-
I presume some downtime for you guys.
Yes, not chase down the rat.
Potentially. Should we look for
Eventually.
information about them?
We could, yes. I'm thinking of taking one of these scrolls up to the noble district and getting it valued. See how much gold we're in here.
Alright.
There was the what was she, the healer woman? I forget her name.
Carla.
You went to see. Yes, Akala, you went to see her. You said she had some jobs that seemed a bit less taxing than hunting down killer giant rats.
Depends on how you look at it. Hunting
But
flowers
just-
outside the city gates when there's ratmen outside now.
I don't
Oh, he
think
has a
I've
point,
recommend
yeah.
it to hang around, but
Okay.
yeah, so there's no need to rush into anything. Relax for a bit.
Has anyone seen Tom this morning?
He was still asleep when I came down.
He's no have the sword grasp again, does he?
He doesn't have it.
Alright.
Ivrook, it's still hidden away, right?
It's very hidden. You'll never find it.
Well, good.
Wonderful.
I'm not sure anyone's ever going to find it, honestly.
I'm sure you're very good at hiding things.
You have to be. Or else people will take your things.
That can be very true.
Valid point.
Well, no point wasting the day here, and Emma's just going to down whatever's left of his drink and say, I'm going to head off. If anyone wants to come with me, they're welcome, but if not, I'll be fine by myself.
Alright. I kind of want to check out that house again. Do a bit of searching now that there's light.
That
Yeah.
wasn't in the fancy district, right, Ty?
Yeah, no,
The house that
no.
we found?
He was in
I
like
could come with
the
you to the
very
house.
desecrated, like downtrodden area on the outskirts of town.
And myself and Milo will come with you.
Oh, okay then.
We'll accompany you.
That's well, I
Taking the district, I don't think you've been up there yet, have you?
No, I haven't. Not yet. It'd be good to see that area.
maybe we should get Tom and take him down to the house.
Alright, it works for me.
I'd speak to him first, make sure he's feeling okay and he's not feeling like
True.
murdery.
Well, if he's feeling murdery, then he can stay with us.
Okay, well, I'll let you two deal with him. I
You
don't
said
think
that like
he's
you
in-
wanted us to kill him.
No. I mean, deal with him as in take care. No, that also means kill him. Look after him.
No, that's still slightly ambiguous.
If he continues to express his madness, perhaps we'll have him incarcerated. We'll not kill him.
Look, I don't think he's in any position to put up any fight to anything regardless. Just,
Agreed.
oh, I give up. I'm going to walk out.
And Milo and I will follow after Emin.
Alright,
Alright.
and I'm gonna go upstairs to Tom's room. Tom! Are you awake, lad? Wait a minute or two. Then open the door.
The door swings open. I mean, Tom is... He's out cold, I presume. And muted. He's muted and out
He's
cold.
so out cold.
Thomas not moving. He's just out.
Alright, well, I'll kind of walk over, pat him on the knee a little bit, give him give him a cure wounds at level 1, then decide that he's not waking up and head on out.
Oh.
Feel better soon, lad. I love that. Was great. So I'll go over and cure him at level. Is he worth a 2? Or level 1.
1.
Not have him be too healthy in case he makes a mad dash from a throat.
Okay, he's up to 9. Still, like, and just right back down on the pillow.
Feel better, and head on out. Make my way back down to Brook. The lad's still out cold. We'll leave him here for the day. Cover.
Alright.
As long as he don't have the sword in his grasp, grasping for the customer's throat, we'll be alright.
I imagine he would have trouble killing an old man right now, so.
Probably. Almost died from an old man. And we make our way to that house.
I'm sorry. I was trying to find a gif of people like playing hot potato with swords or something, because that's basically what we've done. And instead, that's what I found, and that's the thing that I've now witnessed. Oh, it's not working. Hold on.
That's just an image.
Yep. Hold on. Oh, what the fuck? That's annoying.
Yeah, how many people have owned this sword now? Like who's owned like held it?
Will that do it? There we
You, Tom, and the priest have attuned to it.
That. What?
go. I just assumed this is Noah's new bard.
um,
Okay.
Don't know why that came up when I was looking up hot potato gifts, but sure.
Does he have his chin painted blue as well?
I mean,
Question anything about it.
you're looking at the wrong thing there if you're noticing his chin.
Incredible.
Like the hand in the air. That's just great. Anyways, let's continue.
Kirker is so
There's
extra.
nothing wrong with that, and I swear to God, if you delete it, Wobby.
Fuck you up.
Ty, you gotta pin it to the channel.
ah! Good.
I didn't actually keep my browser open, so I gotta go digging again. Alright, so house first then. So it's Darius and Ivrak headed to the house.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys make your way out of the tavern and back through the town, you can see it's still kind of in disarray. Much of the town now awake. There's a large number of people cleaning things up, and most the blood is still soaked in. It's a much darker brownish color as it is dried into the sand and dirt, but most of the broken wagons and things, structures, those have all been, or at least picked up and whatnot. Bodies that seem to have been removed. And you make your way back through the town. Further you get from the tavern, that's a huge Tom. Further you get from the tavern, the less hectic things seem to be. And eventually you make your way back to where the house was. Make your way into this sort of downtrodden district on the outskirts of the town. The buildings pressed incredibly close together with just small alleyways between them, very thin and narrow streets, and most of the buildings are fairly tall, 2-3 stories, windows boarded up, paint and plaster just cracked and molded. Nothing about this area is upkept. It actually looks far worse during the day than it did at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't look like anybody is in, around, or near this building.
I mean, it's the same as last night. As you peer up, you can definitely see people who live in many of these buildings in this area. It's not completely abandoned, but that building itself, there doesn't seem to be anything.
Okay.
Maybe we should ask the people nearby who lived here.
It's a good idea. Alright. We'll knock on a couple of the doors.
So you knock on the first one you come to, and there's a pause before the reply, and you hear this gruff, "What do you want? Be gone! I don't want nothing to do with you!"
You left here alone, friend.
Is he talking to you or me?
What do you want?
A wee bit of information, if you have the time.
You hear a slight creak from above, and you look up, you can see a window that's been slightly pushed ajar, just the wood kind of barricade pressed slightly open. You can see just the orb of one eye peer down and then quickly move back as you look up at it.
Hello.
Why? Why? Go away!
Only take a moment of your time.
What's in it for me?
Depends on what you have to give. You know that place right over there?
The wood door kind of swings open a slight bit more, and you see the head just briefly peer out, follow your pointing towards the house. Slams shut. No, I don't want nothing to do with it! Be gone!
Okay. Next one.
Roll me a D100. Okay, so you go a few houses over to the next one that looks like it's at least somewhat occupied. You give it a knock, and again there's a very hesitant paused response, and eventually what do you want? What?
I'm asking around the neighborhood. I need some help.
Who are the two of you? I saw you here last night.
Oh, well, the name is Darius Victorin. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm so there, like it's sort of.
And the other one? He's not normal. He's not from here.
He's fine.
We're heroes.
She's yelling this from behind a locked door, by the way.
We're heroes.
Helped save your town last night. We did.
Give me a persuasion. It's a good persuasion. You hear this as footsteps clearly come closer. Sounds like they're coming downstairs. And you hear a series of locks in the door suddenly. It slowly creaks open inward. What do you want?
We're asking a little bit of information about this area. Do you know this place over here? Building. Kind of motion over towards the one in particular.
The figure kind of looks behind her. At this point, she's still inside the house, and it's very dark inside. It's not much to make out, but she kind of pushes her way outside, and as she hits the sunlight, you can see her clothes are just absolutely ragged, tattered, torn. Her hair is this unkept mess. It looks somewhat eerily like a rat's nest, and it is, she just does not look healthy at all. Very thin and unfed. She shuts the door behind her. What do you want with that house?
We're trying to figure out who lived there last.
You can see this sort of tremble, this quiver in her jaw. No one you want to deal with.
Make it worth your while. Help us out.
She pauses. What do you mean?
Look like you could serve the stomach an extra meal or two. Got a bit of gold in it for you. Give me the info I'm looking for.
Gold?
Aye.
It's metal.
You see her mull it over, but it's clearly ticking away. And the house belonged to. She pauses and hesitates, and there's this clear nervousness.
Take out a gold piece, clap it in her, clasp her hands.
Retmoff. It belonged to Retmoff.
Right. Like, you know who this person is? Any information about them?
Mm-hmm. She lets out a heavy sigh. He was, a wizard of sorts. He belonged to a group.
group, you say?
Mhm.
What kind of group we talking here?
Group of wizards, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Right.
But he's been dead for over a year now.
Is confirmed dead.
Yes, that, as far as I'm aware, the house has been abandoned.
Ever since, huh?
Hmm.
How did he die?
She shrugs. There's rumors that he turned to some sort of dark art, and something went wrong.
Alright. Right. Have you noticed any movement or comings and goings of his previous residence?
She stoutly shakes her head. It is a very, very assured denial. No.
Right.
No. No one goes near it. It's cursed.
Oh, I wish we'd known that. We went there last night.
Some of the kids say they've heard sounds coming from it, but they're just playing games.
Kids no be playing games. Now, what is that there? No more. Alright. Would you mind, by the way, out of character, typing the guy in the chat?
Retmaf. Retmaf.
Alright. Well, thank you for your time. Yeah, this is for you. I give her 3 more gold pieces.
Her face just lights up and she quickly takes it from you. Thank you.
You can't eat that. You use it to buy food.
She gives you a wayward glance and nod, and a somewhat forced smile, but then turns back to Darius. Thank you. Quickly makes your way back inside before you change your mind.
Alright.
Somebody is going to rob her for that. She's going to lose all of it.
I know, but she gave us something to go on. It's more than I can say for the rest of this neighborhood.
We tried one of the house. I mean.
I assumed that we had tried them door to door until we got to this one.
Probably tried a few.
Anyway. Well,
I see we
I'll
go back
invest
to the
further.
cursed house.
Hmm?
I see we go back to this cursed house.
I agree. Let's investigate further.
You said these are all 2-story houses, right? Or more. Did we actually go into a second story in the house?
No, there was a staircase on the outside, but
Yeah, that's what I was mostly about. I don't think we went up there at all.
That's how we'll start then. We'll go up the staircase. I mean, if you want to go up to the other guys in the meantime, then that's cool. I don't know how long it's going to take.
yeah, we'll do them. So, Emin and Asha. Hopefully still here.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. It's not as much trouble this time around, making your way back into the district. Same 2 guards are going to post it out there. Actually, no, shit, you went at night last time. You went quite late. It is very early.
It wasn't night. It was because the shops were still just closing, so it was late afternoon.
It's still a very different time of day, whereas right now it is early
yeah.
morning. It's quite a different set of guards here. And as you approach, I assume you're looking nice in your noblish finishings. Asher, on the other hand, what are you looking like at the moment with your panther?
I would just be wearing my standard leather armor. I don't think I have a change of clothes actually. Let me just double check quickly.
You smell pretty ripe then.
Blood-soaked, rat-feces armor.
That's gonna get infected.
Rotted leather.
Yeah, I'd just be wearing my armor at this point.
Alright. So as you guys approach heading up that that shallow incline up to the large walled-off section of the city. The guards, one of them steps in the way. Who goes there? What do you think you're doing coming in? What in the world is that? And he just points a finger at the panther.
Must I do this with every set of guards when I try to come into this district?
Turns a head towards you and gives you this sort of disgusted face and looks you up and down. Alright, you're fine. But again, what is that?
I'm going to walk over and start patting Milo on the head. We do the exact same job as you, but we just do it for him. And I point towards Emin. We guard him.
We're not from these parts. Maybe our ways are different to yours. He's no threat. You have my word for this.
No, you seem to misunderstand. I'm quite literally asking what the fuck that is. You realize this person's probably never been off this place. Probably never seen a fucking panther before.
You've seen cats, right? You know what a cat is?
Yeah, they're far smaller than that. That's fucking huge.
It's a big cat.
Big is an understatement. It's fucking huge. I can fit a cat in my hand. That it would bite my hand off.
Oh, it's a good job my man here has control of that big cat.
As he's pointing at it with the spear, which is probably not a good idea. I assume Milo's like snarling at him and shit.
I put my hand on the
Hissing.
spear and just push it down so it's not pointing.
No, he's friendly enough. Look, don't worry about him. Watch, and I'll nod towards Milo, and he'll just slowly approach the guard.
Animal handling check. It's decent enough. Milo kind of like moves and circles around the guard, but he's still making these same hissing, snarling, kind of growling sounds. They're low and guttural and like under his breath, but it's enough that you can see the guard sort of tense up. Right. Open the gate. Let them in. And they do. The door swing. They don't open the full gate, but they open one of like the side doors to let you pass through.
Most generous of you.
Very well. And he kind of just shoos off that thing as it passes. That thing being Milo. And you guys make
Milo
it
just
back
gives
in.
one last hiss as he passes.
The guard is like frozen, but he kind of mad dogs it back. By it, I mean Milo. I just keep calling Milo it, because I'm not a nice person. I'm a garbage person.
God, that's a nice person.
So, you guys make your way into the upper part of the city. Presumably head back towards that same area, what is essentially the rich trade district.
Mm-hmm. We're looking for a magic shop this time rather than a guild.
You do a bit of asking around. And eventually you're pointed in the direction of a shop. It's kind of on the far end of the trade district. In fact, it's, as you're approaching, somewhat nearing on and close to the rather large palace that you know to be the abode of the, Orkron the Lurid. Right? Yes, Orkron. That's the one.
Indeed.
People trying to break in. Fucking mailman. How dare they?
Outrageous.
Unbelievable. So inconsiderate.
Great behavior.
Keep that shit away from me. So, make your way to this magic shop, and even just from the outside, you can tell it is far better off than the one you know in the lower area. The outside is decorated with all sorts of tapestries, red cloth with a blazing yellow sun dead center of them, one on either side of the door, which looks to be made from a rather fine sort of wood that you can only imagine is not from here. Very, very, very imported. Super imported. Extra imported. All the imports. As you make your way inside, and unlike the other shop where everything is just these massive stone slabs, in this place you see this same wood, which is this very rich brown. You're actually not sure what kind of wood it is. Just bolted into the walls, multiple tiers and levels of items and displays, tables centered around the room. You see what looks to be a halfling that is perched over the table. He seems to be standing on some sort of stool, and he's got this multi-lens glass over his eyes. He's looking down at this, you're not really sure what it is. It's some kind of rock emblazoned with ruins, and he's just peering down at it. In front of him on your side of the table is a staunch figure in very, very well maintained robes of bright blue and gold. And you're just standing there, arms crossed, as the halfling inspects the item. Neither of them look up or greet you as you enter.
Do the robes look like anything I'd be aware of? Like any, like
They don't have
official
any.
robes, or
Yeah,
just-
they don't have any symbols about them. They're just very rich and
just fancy robes.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna casually browse until they finish their business.
Okay.
6 hours later, he finishes observing the work.
So, yeah, do a bit of browsing as you wait. I mean, the shop is filled with all sorts of oddities and ends, weapons of varying types, mostly appear to be staves and wands, a few garments here and there, and in one corner a large collection of various potions, odds and ends. Everything looks magical. Much
That's good.
it
That's good.
meets your expectations, interestingly
In
enough.
the right place.
Oh yeah, you've made it.
Wow.
Eventually, and it doesn't take long. It's only a few minutes of browsing when, I mean, the two have been conversing, but it's been very muffled and hush-hush, and you haven't really been able to make out anything. And eventually they, with pleasure, doing business with you, and you as well. And they shake hands, and the more gaudy figure turns around, and upon seeing you gives you a shallow bow before making his way out. The other figure kind of takes the multi-lens eyeglass, just pops it on top of his head. You can tell it's attached by some sort of headband or strap. Welcome to my shop. What can I get for you?
Good day, sir. It's more what I could get for you, I believe.
For me?
Yes, I've recently come into a possession of an item that I think
Mhm.
is quite interesting.
Mhm.
I was wondering if you'd be willing to have a look at it and give me a valuation of it.
Yes, and as he stands up to full height on the stool, which kind of brings him head level to you, you see he's got really just like, not even robes on. He almost looks like he's got kind of blacksmith apparel on. This long apron that hits down to his feet and just leather garments. Aside from that, he's actually fairly well kept and much more mannered than the halfling that Tom killed. Because Tom's a murderer.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Okay, this is good though. This means
True.
50% of the halfling population of this town.
You haven't killed them all. Yeah, I'll pop open the scroll case and take out the Arcane Eye scroll and hand it to him.
And what might this be? And he takes it
I believe it's a
Furls
magic
it.
scroll.
and keen eye. And he takes the thing back down and starts peering into it. Which one are you showing him, by the way?
The Arcane Eye, the lowest level.
Arcane.
It's a 4th.
Ooh. And he lets out a chuckle, and you can tell he's like just figured out what the spell was, and just given the context of the last few sentences, it was kind of funny. And
I made a pun.
punny pun. Yes, well, quite interesting indeed. What are you looking to do with it? Sell it? Trade it?
Oh, but one of the two, yes, depending on. Well, you have an awful lot of fantastical-looking items in the shop, but a gold value would be a good starting point, I think.
This is a 4th level spell, isn't it? Or is that 5th?
4th.
Yeah, it's 4th. It doesn't matter, actually.
There's how much it costs to make them in Xanathars?
They have a gold valuation in.
Oh, they have an actual valuation in the. Yeah.
in the-
Well, I've seen a couple like it, not too terribly uncommon. I could give you... And he does a bit of calculating on his fingers and takes the thing back off his head, or off his eye. 750.
750 gold?
Yes.
Can I tell if he's giving me an honest valuation?
Give me an insight with disadvantage, because you're not at all familiar with this type of stuff.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Solid.
Sweet. Score.
Right. Well, do you have any scrolls like this yourself, perhaps?
Oh, just a few here and there. I mostly use them to enchant and finagle with other things. I usually don't keep them in their arsenal, but a couple. What are you looking for?
I was just wondering to see if there are any other, because this spell, none of my associates can cast it. Really, I was looking for something that maybe they could to trade it for.
Well, I have only a few. And he kind of does some digging around in the desk and just starts plopping things out. He plops out about 3 in total. And the rest I need to keep. I've got plans for them. But this one,
yes,
I've seen a fair amount of. It's something to do with protection from poison. It help you with such grievances. Slides that one across. Looks around. Oh, this one over here. And he unfurls it and looks it over. And slides that across. To help you locate objects. Things. I haven't quite figured out how to use that on something else. I don't really need to. And this last one, he pulls that out and unfurls it. Oh, yes. Visibility.
Like this guy.
Interesting. I feel out of character. We don't know of anything that the wizard guy is taken with him, right? That we could use locate item on.
No idea.
There's nothing we know of, is there? No.
I'm pretty sure this is a super short range.
I think locate items decent. I think it's like
I'll go up
1,000
like
feet or something.
It's only like a few thousand feet. It's It's for when like you're near it and you're homing in on it.
Right, yeah, but it still could have been useful potentially.
Yeah, 1,000 feet.
Into a dungeon or something. This the scroll that makes people invisible intrigues me. Is it just the one person? Can they act and I don't know, maybe cast spells while they're invisible and they're using it? I'm not a magician myself.
He holds up a finger and puts the thing back down and extends it this time and unfurls the scroll and starts looking into it a little bit more. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, interesting. Didn't notice that before. Oh, well, you know. Oh, 1 second. And he kind of rolls it back up, and you see him reach below, and he pulls out a big tome and poof, starts flipping through that, and he's comparing the scroll with what looks to be some sort of spell book of sorts. And it's red. It says something about a handbook and players, and dungeon master. And fucker spells. There they go. I don't think you can cast it at a higher level, right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, is it
God, no.
invisibility or greater invisibility?
Oh no, it's regular invisibility. Yes. Yes, well, that's just one person, I'm afraid. I do think it's quite momentary. If you happen to do anything out of the ordinary. Well, that's strange, even things of the ordinary. Yes, well, very minor, very minor. Good for perving.
Yes, quite.
Not that I would condone it.
So if I
Still
was
very
to offer you this scroll in trade for that one, how much gold difference would it be?
Oh, well, I suppose given that is a little bit less of a... I can give you 200 on top.
200 on top. Seems like a fair trade.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And he
Done.
doesn't even wait for you to agree and just starts pulling out gold and poof, slams a sack that's actually just appears to be pre-weighed. He like puts it on a scale but doesn't even wait for it to balance out. Just picks it back up and poof, scoots you over the scroll of invisibility. Pleasure.
Excellent. I may be back for more business in the future. Our line of work seems to have us acquiring quite a few items recently.
Oh, well, I'm always here.
What's your name, by the way, sir?
Gribbets.
Gribbets. And this is your establishment, I think?
It sure is.
Excellent. Well, good day, Gribbets.
Good day. I didn't catch your name.
Emmin de Lancrow.
Emmin de Lancrow.
It's a border city on the border between the Hikari and
Never heard of it.
before? No?
No.
Nah. Never mind. It's quite a long ways to the north from here.
Fair.
0 shits given.
Right, well.
He's giving you the. Oh, it's very interesting. Really? Oh.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll see you later then, Emmin de Lancrow, and do bring more goodies.
I'm going to have a bit more of a browse around, if you don't mind. Your wares that you have out on display.
And he pulls the thing back out and starts gazing at his eyes and let me know if you need anything.
Not for me, thank you.
I have a question, Ty, by the way.
I have an answer.
Quite a while ago, we got a pouch of coin from the guards. I never asked you how much was in it. I just have it written as pouch of coin from guards in my inventory. You know, when they came in and we thought they were trying to arrest Tom, and they actually just gave us cash.
I had it written down. But will I remember which one it was? There's lots of random gold values written down on my paper from various things. So
Have no words next to them. It's just a sheet full of numbers.
Gold.
They didn't give you much, if I recall, because they were broke-ass mofos.
Yeah,
and it was
probably
just
not.
Yeah, we thought they
rounding.
scrounged from the local shops.
It's just I'm just looking at the machine. It's just looking at
Now
them.
they're all
It's-
dead.
That's all.
Mostly dead.
Here we go.
This rat shish kebab guy.
It was 8 gold, 20 silver.
820.
Also known as 10 gold.
So we have 42 apiece. Extra gold to hand out.
Hey. That's a lot of food.
All right. Anything else?
I want to have a browse around and see if there's anything that catches my eye as stuff I might want. I don't know if Asher wants to do the same.
No, I'm just here to accompany you pretty much.
Yeah, I guess the main question is it just like mage apparel or is it stuff that like
Yeah,
It's
is there any magical items?
Mostly mage apparel. There doesn't seem like on quick browsing. There's a few weapons. There's no armor or anything though, and most of the weapons are small in shape and size: daggers, short swords. It's nothing martial per se.
Yeah, probably just spend 10 minutes browsing and then say good day and head out.
Right, Hootaloo! See you later, Middelacro. Right, so, as you guys make your way back, Tom, are you doing anything, or are you still just fast asleep?
Tom hasn't moved.
Alright then.
Not even to eat. It's just like,
Fair enough. So, Darius and Vruk then.
going up the stairs?
Going up the stairs,
All up
the
the stairs.
external stairs.
All of this, every single staircase.
So, so you make your way upstairs and you come to the top. Another barricaded wooden door. This one actually looks barricaded from the outside. You have no doubt that given the things you had heard from that woman, that the inhabitants probably boarded this place up.
External barricades are even easier to remove than internal ones, so we rip that shit off
Yeah.
with our giant manly hands.
Give me a strength check.
Big boys, aren't you two?
Can we
One
do with
for
like
each,
so
one
much
for-
advantage because we're doing it
Absolutely
together.
not. Yeah, you can
Cool.
advantage. It's also like rotted.
22.
Comes off quite easily. Kicking the door, which is also barricaded from the inside, but slams that.
Don't notice
straight
until it's open.
Yeah. You're just like, oh shit, and there's wood. You make your way
Great.
inside, and unlike the bottom floor, which is just torn and upheaved, upstairs it's a much smaller portion of the building. It only covers half the ground that the bottom half does. As far as you can tell, it seems to be the physical, living quarters. Bed, desk, or not even a desk. It's downstairs. Bed, dresser, things of that nature. There seems to be some garments in there that are just old and torn. Bed is sort of unkept and unmade. And that's about it. You see some sconces where there's candlelights and things of that nature, but it's quite small and it's as unkept as everything else here. Just
Does it seem like anybody has inhabited it recently?
Oh no, absolutely not. You just kind of like lay a hand into the bed and you watch as this massive plume of dust just billows up. It's been quite some time since anyone has been in here. There's cobwebs stretched along the corners and walls.
Okay. I'd like to make a thorough investigation looking for pages, notes, anything relating could have potentially lived here in the past.
Okay. Yeah, roll me an investigation.
To expand, also looking for any kind of hidden things in there as well. Like, like bits of the building which remove, loose panels, floorboards, stuff like that.
Yeah, you look around and you basically do what was done on the bottom floor and just start chucking things over and tearing the place apart, tracing along the walls behind the dresser and bed and There's nothing. The place seems altogether barren.
Oh, this floor didn't really help us too much, huh?
No. Do you think he was just a golem the whole time?
Suppose it's possible. Doubt it.
I mean,
Wonder
he
how
could have
long
just
that
been a
thing's
nice
been.
guy. He might have just made flesh monsters. Like
True,
for
but
fun.
that thing broke free the second we entered. Was it stationed there to watch for intruders? Has it been there the whole time? Or is it the recent creation?
Yeah, I suppose it could have been there the whole time. I mean, nobody comes in here, right? They're all scared.
True. Alright. Well,
I think back down to the ground floor for a moment. Just
Yeah.
want to see if there's like any sign of a basement. All of these houses seem to have underground floors, and the shops and stuff. So just see if there's any trapdoors anywhere at all that we can see. And I think that's me satisfied, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, so you head back down to the bottom floor, and as you look back through it, I think Emin grabbed all of the notes, spare parchment, book, everything. So there's not much in that regard whatsoever. A quick look around, though, does does reveal that there is a kind of a trap door. But as you open it up, it looks as though it's actually quite similar to many other places, like a sewer grate trapdoor installed, but it looks like below it, where it would have previously gone into the sewers, it has since been completely like paved over. And you can tell it's not original, even just like given the light that's pouring through, you can tell that the stone is of a slightly different color than the rest. A little bit brighter, definitely newer.
Well, only one thing for it. Just hammer down into it with the back of my axe.
Give me... I don't even need to take a strength check. As you just go plowing into it, probably both of you just chiseling away. I mean, you go at it for a while, and you pretty quickly realize that it's not just surface level, but this extends all the way down. You're pretty certain that they've taken this all the way to the bottom of the sewer floor and completely obstructed it from ever being accessible.
alright. I don't think we have the tools for this sort of excavation.
Yeah, probably not. I bet we're doing wonders for the curse.
Probably.
Booming.
Alright, well, those are our findings.
Yeah, I mean, this is weird though.
True. Means, likely didn't come from building sewers. What do you make of the connection between the wizard and the ratman?
Well, I think maybe the wizard knew about the rat man. It makes sense why he'd have this here. Don't know. Maybe he's responsible for the rat man. But then also we saw those weird things in the sewer, the people looking at us.
True.
I don't know.
Perhaps
Maybe
if we
should go
prepare
back into
ourselves
the
accordingly,
sewer.
we could figure out what lied beyond that larger one we took down in the sewers upon the time.
Well, maybe we should go back into the sewers. Like, they're coming from somewhere. I mean, it makes sense that they
Agreed.
came from down there. We didn't find the source.
Just out of character, we never went beyond that one area where like the poison came out, right?
Nope.
Perhaps if we prepare accordingly, we can do a more thorough search.
What do you mean by prepare accordingly? I've already got my weapons. I have my armor.
Oh, well, I meant with Tom and all the rest of them being rather patchy, but I don't mind taking a look around now. We are pretty prepared.
I mean, I'm not sure leaving them to rest will do much good. I mean, it's like saying, oh, a bruised apple versus like a strong apple is going to survive a hammer. They're both going to die.
Fair point. Where should we head down?
Well, I think we probably should get them first. But maybe we should go back through the inn.
Sounds good. But perhaps we could look around at the temple. If it really does come down from that one particular spot.
Well, I don't think the people at the temple liked us very much.
That's... Alright.
Also,
Good.
didn't they have their whole thing was blocked off?
True. Well, I don't recall seeing it at the temple.
Alright, back to the inn.
And we return to the inn.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for Enon and Asher to get back.
And you
And we're gonna
guys probably
propose
arrive
going down.
around the same.
Something.
I forgot I fucking made those. God damn
You're
it.
welcome.
Thank you. I
Are
made
you
these.
getting fed while you're DMing?
Dude, I made these at the beginning of the game. I was supposed to go get them 10 minutes after we started.
Were they?
Sweet potato fries.
Nice. Sweet potato fries are the bomb.
They are the best.
Yeah, pretty good.
But and hot. You guys arrived probably around the same time, given that Darius and Brock, you guys were going door to door. You guys having to deal with the guards. Treks are fairly similar, so Brock and Darius, you arrive just a few minutes before they get back, really. No sign of Tom as you enter the tavern.
I'll still probably like go up and just like do his he's still out cold. See that he is and then turn back down.
He is indeed still out cold.
Maybe Tom is like going to die.
Entirely possible.
Like he is sleeping for a long time, like a bear.
Is there such a thing as like sword deprivation?
You think Tom's hibernating?
I mean, the evidence is all there.
Perhaps he's not been in contact with the sword too often. Killing him.
Well, we'll wait for him to wake up and then we'll ask him how he's feeling.
Yeah, we were thinking we should go into the sewers.
Sorry, into the what?
The sewers.
Oh, the sewers?
Find out
Particular
more about
reason?
the Bratman.
Yeah, we went to the wizard's house. Oh yeah, it was a wizard, by the way.
Yes, that seems, yeah, likely.
Well, one of the people told us. So,
Oh,
but he was maybe evil. He'd had connections with dark magic. It's nobody knows anything. The house is cursed, but we think it's really not. And he had a trapdoor into the sewer, which was full of bricks.
Are you guys talking about this at the bar?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you're saying all that, Hroff, I think that's his name, right? Yeah, Hroff.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. You say wizard's house?
Yeah, the one that's all like old and boarded up, and there's a curse.
Did you get a name?
Yeah, like Rat Moth or something. He had a silly name.
Right, I think it's time to leave then. Me personally. While we were there, I mean, listen, you don't want nothing to do with it, alright?
We just like his house, okay?
You're best off staying out of it.
he's long gone. We went there yesterday. We chased the rat things.
Yeah, we've been in there twice now. So if it is cursed, we are like super cursed.
We do seem
go
to have
on
a bit
a
of an
road now.
attraction to curses currently.
What do you know of this individual, Ross?
Did you guys hear that? running across the floor? Is that loud?
No.
I heard, but yeah, it wasn't that loud.
Distracting. Sure. Too distracting. I think there's nothing cursed about that house aside from the fact that everything he did was dark and evil and sinister.
Wait, why do you know so much about this when the people next door didn't know anything? They were useless. They said, oh, it's cursed. Oh, the children say there are noises. Oh, maybe he was evil. That's all we got.
Well, I'm the local tavern keep and all the hearsay comes through here. Usually parties like yourself come to me first when they want information about the local residency. It's just
Why
a
did we
fairly...
even go down there? This was a total waste of time. We should just stay here from now on and talk to her off.
I know quite a bit. I drink and I know things. He's also now a dwarf. But not like an actual dwarf. Like just a small person.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
this creature could be this wizard for all we know.
What,
Maybe
the big rat
something-
one?
Yeah, maybe something went wrong. Maybe that's why he goes back to that house.
No, the big one was really stupid. So, Harold, you said that everything he did was evil. What did he do?
I can't be for certain, but they belonged to a group. They called themselves the Vishtar. That's it. The Vishtar. There's only 4 or 5 of them, I think. They were fucking obsessed.
With what? Did they make flesh monsters?
Oh, he shakes his head. Well, he shakes his head at first, then I wouldn't doubt it. And then he points out both doors are open. He points out one, and you can see just in the distance over the rooftops the very large palace.
What, they worked for the Sorcerer King?
I wouldn't say they worked for him so much as they wanted to be him.
Oh. How does rat monsters link to that?
Question.
Wait, also he died, right? Everyone says he died.
Yeah. Match one of their rituals or something odd out. Fancy myself to know.
Well, anyway, I think we should go into the sewers. His floor was all bricked over. We couldn't get into the sewers from his house. He clearly knew something was down there, and we didn't find a source for the rats. Even though we killed all of the rats, Haroff, we killed all of them.
Yeah, I noticed that when they came back up out of the sewers.
They were already dead, okay? Like, did you not see what they were people? They were wearing people armor.
Yeah, I've heard. I think there's
you
this
see-
noticeable chill that runs down his spine. He shakes it off. And it's almost this look of guilt across his face. He was the one who sent the first adventuring party down there as well.
You saw the big rats out there in the streets, didn't you, Hurrah?
Yeah, I saw him.
If Rook
Yeah, I
could cut that
decapitated
thing's
him.
head clean off.
Through.
I then picked up the head, walked through the sewers, threw it further into the sewers to intimidate the other rats. He was dead. Okay. Like,
Pretty dead. I've seen dead people before, and he was one of them.
Oh, I think you might have just pissed it off.
That's
I
a
have that
possibility.
effect on people sometimes. But I mean, I did kill it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I killed him.
Right.
I
Listen,
burned him.
I'm not going to stop you if you're going back down there, but I mean, nothing good can come of it. Not if that group is involved. They're supposed to have been disbanded.
Well, if they've been disbanded, then there's nothing wrong. Also, your tavern is on top of the sewers that we're going to go investigate. So if there's something down there, maybe it's in your best interest for us to go.
Like I said, I won't stop you. It's just a fair warning.
Better to know in advance than something to creep up through your cellar gate in the middle of the night, right?
Nods.
Were you planning on going down now, Darius the Rook?
Well, the day is ours.
I don't think I'd particularly want to join you at the moment. I'm still not feeling so good after these past few days. I've taken some quite nasty wounds.
The longer we wait, the less likely we'll be able to find any evidence that they abscond.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just stay behind us and not get eaten by any big cubes of goop this
Well,
time?
that's what happened last time I tried to stay behind you. I got swallowed by a huge invisible cube.
Well, maybe just don't do that next time.
That's very good advice, Ivro. Thank you.
Because we didn't do that and we're fine.
I'm gonna turn to Asher. Asher, how are you feeling about this?
I can take it or leave it. If the group wants to go, I can go. If you'd rather hold off, then I can do that.
Tom isn't going to be up for anything.
I do think it's best that we have everybody fit and ready to go.
Maybe if we leave it another day and give ourselves time to a bit more rest. We're not in hot pursuit of anything. We're not rushing.
I mean, you don't know that. But yes, of course, we can wait one more day and maybe the graze on your knee might heal by then.
Yes, well, of course. There's also the fact that some of our people who are able to make wounds close might be able to do some more tomorrow, as well as the graze on my knee healing slightly.
You mean if you're really that pinned at the shape, go see a Carla?
Well, that's a possibility.
I believe we called for her yesterday, but she didn't come. Maybe she died in the attack.
We could go see her, I suppose. Does that sound agreeable to everyone?
Works for me. Maybe we could even carry over Tom. Stop him from dying.
He could probably do with seeing a healer. That sounds like a good idea.
Perhaps we should bring her here.
That's probably a good idea. I don't want to carry Tom anymore.
Fair enough.
You went to go see her last time, didn't you, Darius?
Aye.
Could you be a dear and go run over and fetch her?
I
Will
get
do.
it.
Will do. Head out.
Not you.
Okay.
It's like a shadow next to him.
So who all's heading out?
We're all hanging in here while Darius goes to get a collar.
Oh, okay. Do you head? I mean, she's basically across the street, or
Okay.
around the corner, or whatever. She's relatively close.
Gotcha.
You head inside, and it's the same small shop as before. The door
Carla.
opens, and she looks up and, oh, hello? You look better off.
Yeah. Huh?
You look better.
A wee bit. Admit I'm not looking as well.
Tom doing better. I'd meant to come check
What?
up on him this morning, but I've been busy with the mayhem.
Well, I think he's still dying in bed or something. You could take a look at him. I don't mind minding the shop for you. It's really that busy.
It's more been busy out of the shop, but yes. Better now. She pulls out her key ring and she locks up the shop. Heads back with you and makes your way upstairs into Tom's room. I assume everyone's out in like the bar still as well, and she gives everyone a quick kind of once over before she heads up to Tom, and I assume Tom is still asleep.
Yes.
All right. In that case, she kind of enters rather carefully, but nudges you awake. Feeling all right, Tom? Better, at least.
Yeah.
Is he normally this grumbly?
Depends.
Well, he grumbles
It's not-
quite a bit. But he usually grumbles more eloquently than this.
I see. Well, nevertheless, let me see what I can do. And she pulls out some bandages and various salves and concoctions and starts addressing the wounds, which are pretty bad given that it was necrotic. Not at all your typical wounds. This is bad.
How bad? Give it to us straight. Doc.
Should we dig a grave?
Not that bad.
Oh. Okay.
She managed to get you 7 hit points back. Not much, but it'll do.
Olenka. How long do you think it'll take for him to come out of coma-like state?
And she kind of motions for the door to be shut at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's anything to do with previously transpired, I don't know. It's not my area of
Fair enough.
expertise. These wounds, on the other hand, it could take a while. With the right healing, it could be sped up, but they aren't good.
Do you think you could stop by tomorrow? Check up on him.
Of course.
Thank you. We'll do what we can for him.
Good. Well, if there's anything else, you know where to find me.
Can do.
And she heads out.
Tom. Hey, Tom. Wake up.
Alright, time to mitigate out of this. I'm going to tap him on the leg again. Give him a cure wounds at level 2. Trying to get his health back up a bit. That was perfect.
Wonderful. That was only 1d8 there, you've got another d8.
You do have another D8.
Come on, 1. Oh. That's a reasonable amount of hit points.
Total?
11.
Okay.
Get your horse up. At least tomorrow.
Tom, we're going into the sewers. Tom, going. Get your
What?
shoes on. We're going into the sewers. Your feet will get dirty.
No. No. What? Where? How did I get back here?
You rode on a horse, quite majestically.
You also realize you've got no pants on.
Where are my pants?
Somebody took them off you, I think. I don't know.
Where's the priest?
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, Asher shot him in the neck.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He definitely did die.
No.
It was pretty horrific, actually. He kind of gargled a bit.
Have respect for the dead man.
Oh, you
I didn't
attacked him
believe there's
yourself.
much choice.
What happened to the sword?
Oh, it's gone.
Good.
Ivrock did it pretty well.
Like, you have no idea.
That's all I needed to know.
So, like I said, we're going into the sewers. So,
Like Carla said she'd be back in the morning. Why didn't they wait until then?
I think I will pass this time.
Let's wait until tomorrow. Carla's going to come back. She can tend to Tom's wounds some more, and then maybe we'll all be in a fit state to do some exploring and finding out what's down there.
he could just tend to his new wounds tomorrow. I mean,
But then there's a chance he'll die from his old wounds when he's down there.
so just don't let that happen. It's quite simple.
I'm in agreement with Ivrock on this one, but if we want to wait, yeah.
Yeah, Tom, the trick is don't go walking into big invisible cubes of goop.
I've
and
never
then
had
to
that
the
issue.
It's good advice. I'll give him that.
Agreed. I haven't had that issue.
But still, I think we should wait. I don't think there's any point in rushing into things before we're ready.
I've got a lot of thinking to do.
Oh, should probably mention, shouldn't I? I sold one of those scrolls that we found.
Oh, that's important. Where'd you get that for?
I got a bit of gold for it, but I also got another scroll, which I believe perhaps you could use, Ivrock.
I thought you were meant to be the clever one. Why did you trade paper for more paper?
Do you consider being able to turn invisible to be a useful thing?
Not really, no. I'm
You
very
don't-
frightening and big.
Yes, but
If
not
they can't
you, you
see
can
me,
make
it's
someone
not very
else
useful.
You could make someone else invisible.
Well, then they can use it. I don't want that.
I don't think anyone else here can cast that kind of magic.
Why did you buy this?
I didn't buy it, I traded it.
Okay, so this paper also is worth a lot of money. You can sell this paper, and then we will have lots of gold.
We've got 3 other pieces of paper that I can sell that we
We'll sell all
probably
of them
can't
then.
use.
Why do we still have them?
Always
Well,
get
you want
the
to sell them all at
gold
once.
next.
I think you should keep a hold of it regardless. And it might come in useful at
I
some
mean,
point.
it's really delicate.
Okay, I'll keep a hold of it and maybe we'll have some call for you to use it.
We're going into a sewer, and I mean, it's going to
I
get wet,
didn't mean...
and it's going to get soggy, and then it's going to tear,
see
or
this
it's going to
thing?
catch fire.
Do you see this
Or-
thing? It's a scroll case. It's a piece of paper protected from the elements.
I'm not the only one who thinks this is stupid, right?
Tom's just groaning just generally. He's not agreeing or
he's-
disagreeing.
he's-
No,
agreeing
no,
with
I'm
me.
actually agreeing with them this time.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
You don't
and I'm
think
groaning.
you don't think being able to turn invisible is a useful thing to have?
If you're puny and you need to hide,
Oh, I can
Yes.
hide perfectly fine.
That sums up me quite well.
So what you really wanted is for me to cast this spell on you using the paper.
Potentially, or potentially on Tom if he absolutely, definitely needs to get in somewhere without being seen.
I don't need that.
You might not need it, Tom, but perhaps it could be useful at some point. If
I mean,
you're
Tom
in a
is
position where
incredibly
being
feeble, but Tom is as close to invisible as is mortally possible, I think.
And
I mean,
this makes you
to be
actually
fair-
invisible.
To be fair, he could have used that trait of being invisible when he killed the Hobbit.
So we want to enable him killing hobbits now?
I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore.
I'm just saying, it's a useful thing to have in our arsenal. At some point, it may turn out to be something we need to do. And we got additional gold from it as well. And I'm going to take out the 200 gold. I'm assuming I probably got it in platinum rather than gold, or did I get gold?
No, he gave you gold.
He gave me gold. Okay. I'll put out 40 then. That's Ivrook's share. And chink it down.
Okay, well, if you manage to sell paper for 40 gold, then this is okay, I guess. You found an even stupider idiot than you.
That's just your share. That's not all of it.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done.
Oh, she home. Where is it?
Okay, so we are going tomorrow then?
I think that's best, yes. I don't think you're going to get Tom out of bed today, to be honest, unless you're physically picking up and taking this.
No, that would be cumbersome in combat. Alright, so what are we doing with our day then?
Just relax, take a day off.
Perhaps drink to celebrate life.
What do you do with a day off?
Walk around town, visit things you want to see, do things you want
It's
to
also
do.
fine.
Well, do whatever you want, Ivrook.
I wanted to go in the sewer.
No one's stopping you from going by yourself.
I'll go with you.
Perfect, we'll go into the sewer then. I don't want to walk around the city and look at the sandstone buildings.
Well, find someone to arm wrestle with or wrestle in the dirt, I don't know. Whatever you find.
I would
is
have to
best.
find like some very large people, I think.
Wrestle 3 at once, I don't know.
No, I was thinking more like 7 or 8, but okay.
You and you
Whatever.
start the bar fight.
I'm sure there are places where people do sports and that sort of thing.
What are sports?
Physical competitions where you compete against others in feats of strength and
You run a lot. You
dexterity,
kick balls.
that sort of thing.
So like fighting.
Like fighting, but without trying to permanently hurt the other person.
No, there's no point then. We go into the sewer.
Oh god.
Hmm.
And we walk out.
All right, then I guess that's where we'll pick it up next time. As Darius and Vrook head into the sewers while everyone else, I don't know, I guess
Does not.
Does not.
pampers to a groaning Tom. And changes the wet washcloth on his forehead every couple hours.
Right.
I was not expecting such a negative reaction to be able to turn invisible. I thought that was quite a useful thing to have.
That's your puny human mindset. That's why it's
Yeah, that's where
Oh,
we'll pick it up, and
big and scary.
we'll head back into the sewers. Some of us, I guess.
None of us.
Imagine it would be a very long excursion into the sewers, one way or another.
So, and then if you come back and there's no party left, you know why?
It's your fault, basically.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
It's a done deal.